Woohoo! Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token channel. Your host Superman. Hope you guys are having a blast out there, and we're gonna have a fun time. What are we doing today? PulseX, world's largest yield farming, coming soon. That's the truth. So it's gonna be pretty fun, and it's gonna be on PulseX exchange, or PulseX DEX as you might want to call it, decentralized exchange, and it's gonna be on Pulsechain. So it's gonna be amazing. And world's biggest yield farming is coming. And of course, it's going to be a massive incentive token as well there for yield farmers. That is pretty much a yield farming program. So not just going to earn fees, but also the incentive token with your LP token. So it's going to be pretty neat for that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're yield farming out there, spread the word because it's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to get into a lot of details about that. Let's get into the chat first before we get into our first topic, which is PulseX. And then we're going to get into the markets and see how we're getting on with a couple of the leading tokens there. Hex, etc. So let's get in the chat there. We've got a few people in the house. Big welcome for Hex Token. Yeah, welcome everybody. Pulsefish is in the house there. Woohoo! Get ready for Pulsechain. It could happen any day. Richard may not give us warnings to stop people pulling the liquidity off decentralized exchanges, says Blobfish King. That's always a possibility, man. Always a possibility. Bitfinex in the house there as well. Woohoo! Here it comes. If you're going to do questionable stuff to prepare for Pulsechain, do it now. What the heck does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. You're running out of time. Make haste, Hexkins. That's true. Make sure you get your positions in place. I guess it's the bottom line there. Crypto Pays in house as well. Front row seats, people. Grab your popcorn. Absolutely grab your popcorn, folks. Woohoo! And we've got Katie in house there as well. And good to see you in the house with the popcorn and the ducks. We've got the ducks soundtrack playing, feeding the ducks if you want to know what the soundtrack is. The HODL generation, I can feel the vibe, Pulsechain coming, and I like that HODL generation. Dirty Paws, woohoo! Lau's in the house as well. We've got lots of the anthems in there. It's now as well. It's now coming off. I guess you were on a multi-hour stream there. It's now good to see you in the chat as always. Really do appreciate everything it's now does there. Gals in the house, the LFG North Face. Hi everybody, hoo rocket bag. North Face in the house there. And we've got the emojis coming from It's Now special. It's Now. Appreciate it with the emojis there. Looking very good. Superman, ya ledge, Mexican, Hexagon in the house. I got to get up there as well. Hey, I've actually got the lighting off at the moment, so you might see a bit darker just because my eyes are just, I don't know, we're having a funny day here. So just giving myself a bit of relaxation there. Superman, ya ledge. I like that one. Get Hex in the house as well. Good to see you, Island Live 369. Woohoo! Another Hex Token channel member in there. With It's Now. We've got two so far. 2 Hex Token channel members in there. Woohoo! Get Hex number 2. Fam Bam says It's Now. Woohoo! Jesse James in the house with the super sticker straight out of the gate. OMG. Jesse James, appreciate it. You do a great job on your vids. I appreciate that, Jesse James. A big shout out. We've got to do the bow down, the Superman bow down. That's how we roll as well. Hey, I think it's very important, just thinking about that, doing a great job. It's very important that as a community, we set a really good tone out there. Now, there's a small fraction of the community out on Twitter that does some stuff that just ain't good for the branding. I hope they do stop it, but, it's probably always going to be there. Once again, we try to get a really good branding across from Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, of course. We're opening up to a huge audience coming up. And so hopefully that we get a lot of the people not encouraging that kind of behavior and that we really get into doing some good stuff out there. So I just probably want to say on that, do think that sometimes it gets out of control and we need to bring it back into line. The Hexkin in the house that, hey, all looking forward to the Pulse Explosion. Hoo-yah! Pulse Explosion. I love it. That's going to be so good, D Hexkin. Big shout out. Woohoo! It's now in the house with the emojis. I like it. John Pike, you are relentless, brother. Woohoo! Yeah, that's for sure. I took the time off for the first live stream today since Gen Hex and all that are out there doing a great job. We're trying to get them to 1,000 subs, so onwards and upwards for that. Wish them the best. They're very, very close. I think they're heading up towards 800 subs there on Gen Hex. So keep up the great work, Craig, and the rest of the team there. Was it Crypto Compassion? It's now. Heinz Crypto is back on DEX. Good to see Heinz Crypto as well. Back out there. Very, very cool. Hey, I appreciate that too, John. Nice sentiments. And Alex K says Hex Investment Trust is now in the game. Positive price pressure over time. I think so too, Alex. I think they'll just be chipping away at accumulating that Hex as they receive funds. I think that's pretty positive. It'll be interesting to see when they do the Hex stake. No doubt it's going to be when I think they're probably, not sure when they're going to do it. I mean, they could do, smaller Hex stakes. I know they're looking at $10 million worth. Maybe they do a whole ton of those as they get them in. You'd think the sooner the better, right? Because the share rate's only going up. So maybe they reach a certain amount and then they put a stake in, something like that. It'll be interesting to see what their staking plans are for the Hex Investment Trust. But big shout out Kinetics, Wales Only, and the rest of their team. That is a very big development, and it's going to play out over the next, say, 6 to 9 months. We should see that setup happen until they get publicly listed. Publicly listing for the Hex Investment Trust is a very big deal. And, of course, it bridges that fiat on-ramp from institutional money, IRAs, and things like that into Hex. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, remember, Hex is an immutable contract on the blockchain. It has audits and everything else. It's been running for almost 2.5 years. It is doing amazing there, and of course it just ticks away. The community really what makes it really thrive. The tokenomics and the share rate and everything else is kind of the magic sauce. But once again, it still need community growth, supply and demand for that to play out over time. But the share rate is pretty clever in terms of evening out that economic opportunity. Lals in the house there. Coinbase is up on 11-day wait to pull coins off the exchange. Really? Up to 11-day wait. Yeah, that's right. I think someone said that yesterday. I think maybe it was you, Lal. And of course, that takes so long to get the coins off the centralized exchanges. Now, I did do a video the other day about getting crypto off the exchanges and also off other blockchains if you want to get it copied over on Pulsechain. Very important. That's 2 for 1. And we'll see what it gets priced up on the market. I suggest we're going to have a fun time watching the price, the market price up. All the PRC20 tokens, 721s that are tradable, and of course any 1155s as well. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. Let's have a look at Hexforce in the house. Cheers from Arizona. Woo-hoo-hoo. And good to see Arizona in the house there. Hexforce 1. I love that as well. Got something wrong with my eye there. There we are. It's got the light off for that. That was in there. Dry powder. Dry powder. You got to have a bit of dry powder. I think that's a good strategy to have. There's always dips in the game, folks. Always good to have a bit of dry power to see how that, to pick up opportunities. Obviously, the accumulation phase, typically 2 to 4 months, really good opportunities. And of course, typically we see the low often in the first couple of months. These are for good projects, remember, not crap projects, good projects. Let me say that much. Dry powder, definitely. Sandy Beach in the house there, love it. Woohoo! Good to see Sandy Beach, another Hex Token channel member representing. Yeah. Tinker's in house there. G'day. Woohoo! PulseX, Luna, whatever fancy use is Tianchen. Good to see you in the chat though. Sandy Beach with the emojis. The Get Hex says, I just got back from the beach in time for some more Superman. Nice one there, Get Hex. Appreciate it, and I hope you had a good time at the beach. Probably the accent coming in when I said the word beach. It sounds something like something else in the Kiwi accent. Sounds like something else. Not beach. Sounds pretty bad. All right, so it's now says 760 subs. Bring it, people. 240 left to go. That's on Get Hex. Gen Hex with Craig. And so Heinz Crypto, and it's now. And of course, they've got Crypto Compassion in there. They've got the Hexiest man in the world on there as well, I saw. So definitely a few people there. I don't know what's up with my eyes, folks, but something's not happening there. Miles of Crypto says, what's everyone's revised Hex price prediction day before launch? Yeah, we'll get in the chat and let Miles of Crypto know. I will have to go back and watch Gen Hex live from this morning, says GetX. Nice. Alex K says, I suppose 150 million or more Hex at a time would make sense for them, says Alex K. I think that sounds about right too, Alex. So good comment. You're the man. Cool guy, says Tufon. Hey, Tufon, good to see you in the chat. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks everybody for subscribing and following this channel. Always appreciate support, of course. We've got a fun time ahead of us. And of course, yesterday I covered Hex in the morning. I covered Pulsechain in the afternoon. And today, this afternoon, my time in Kiwi land, we're covering PulseX. So we're really covering all the bases there. That's for sure. Dingo Wolf in the house there with the wolf. Woohoo! And Hexillionaire says it's the calm before the storm. I love that. It is so the calm before the storm. It's an extended calm before the storm as we wait for Pulsechain to get over the line. So very important. Extravagant taste in there. Hey, good to see is in the place. Nice one. And Get Hex there laughing out crazy as well. Probably all those grandchildren, crazy grandchildren. That's pretty cool. We got so we've got Pulsechain at the moment. let's get into it. 3-second block times ticking along. And of course, this is coming up. This is testnet V3, V2B. This is the third testnet. There is apparently a V3 in private testnet with the team. We can see that on the Chainlink testnets, and it's ticking away at was a chain ID 242. We're currently on V2B, which is the public version. It looks like the block's basically indexed. The block explorer is indexed there, so we can see the transactions working. 3-second blocks is the time frame, so a pretty big deal there. So it's going to be super fast and super cheap on Pulsechain. If first system state copy of Ethereum on Pulsechain, very big deal. If you haven't heard about that before, we're going to have potentially the biggest airdrop in crypto history. Or not potentially, we will have the biggest airdrop in crypto history. We'll have the biggest yield farming in crypto history potentially, and of course the fastest way to mass adoption. So if you haven't heard about Pulsechain, it is a very big deal. A very big deal. Probably the biggest thing in crypto for the next few years, if you ask me. Really hard to find something that's going to outdo the first system state fork of Ethereum, especially when Ethereum is the second most valuable chain and still dominates smart contracts. So a big deal. Now, on top of Pulsechain, which is kind of like the Ethereum, because it is a system state fork of Ethereum, we're going to have a PulseX. And of course, PulseX is going to be the exchange like Uniswap, SushiSwap, PancakeSwap, all those other DEXs out there. It's going to be pretty amazing. So DEX means decentralized exchanges for those that are new to crypto. And basically, it's going to be the most liquid exchange. And this is the very big deal. So yield farmers wanting to come over for liquidity, high liquidity and high velocity turnover, that means a lot of fees, right? It means a lot of fees, and people will come over for that. So it's a big deal. It's kind of self-fulfilling because it's going to have all this liquidity there. People come and bring their liquidity. There's more liquidity. It just sort of feeds on itself. If you've got the right incentives in place, which Pulsechain and PulseX do have. Super cheap, super fast. There's no high transaction fees. You're talking about being able to do hundreds of transactions for one pulse until the blockchain starts filling up over the years. So it's going to be pretty amazing to see that. Now, PulseX is the PulseX exchange. PulseX enables you to exchange PRC20s. So this is the same equivalent version of ERC20s because they're getting copied. But on Pulsechain, they're going to be called PRC20s. And of course, on Pulsechain for one another. For example, you could swap Pulsechain's native token PLS for PulseX token PLSX. So PLS is the native token of Pulsechain, of course, which is the blockchain, and PLSX is the native token of the PulseX exchange. So that's basically an overview there. It works like Uniswap on Ethereum. Bridges also let people trade currencies from other chains on PulseX. So we're going to see a lot of type of bridges coming in, cross-chain bridges, DEX swap bridges, all sorts of stuff. And of course, your wrap bridges coming over as well. So we've got the world's largest yield farming, and that's pretty much the title. PulseX, world's largest yield farming, coming soon. The world's largest yield farm. Every time people swap from one coin to another on PulseX, liquidity providers earn fees as a reward. So that's the kind of the basics there, is that people do earn fees. And of course, having the biggest liquidity out there, velocity of turnover, that's going to be huge in terms of the rewards that people get as liquidity providers. Obviously, liquidity providers always face impermanent losses, so you have to think about which trading pairs you want to put your liquidity into, etc. But once again, the rewards can be pretty illustrious. And unlike Uniswap, Pulsechain does have a liquidity provider or yield farmer reward program. So we're going to get into that with the incentive tokens shortly. Users can bridge their ERC20s and pair them with free PRC20s. This is the other big golden source here, right here. Not only is it giant liquidity, but you can actually pair up your PRC20s that you got for free. Of course, they're going to start off at zero value, but you're going to be able to match them up with your ERC20s and bridge those over on the bridge there. And we've got an official Pulsechain bridge called PulseRamp at the moment. We're expecting a lot of third-party bridges too to come in pretty quickly. But you're going to be able to pair up free, half of the free of them there. So permanent loss, maybe from a base start time period might be something. But of course, if you've got half of your volume free, maybe you got the whole volume free, you're not going to be worried too much about that. So it's going to be pretty awesome to see that. And you're going to be winning straight away. So in order to provide liquidity and earn fees, now we know a lot of yield farmers on other chains, particularly EMV chains, have got a lot of assets they're going to get copied over as PRC20. So yield farmers going to love this. This airdrop's going to be absolutely amazing for them. They're going to be over to participate, and of course by participating, they also help to increase the value, take that price from zero and price up the assets that they got for free. So it was all pretty self-fulfilling. This is pretty much how economic financial systems work if they're well designed. So it's going to be pretty fun to see. So in order to provide liquidity and earn fees, so not only do they get the free PRC20s, but they're also going to earn fees there as well. So pretty amazing. You can see why PulseX will be amazing when it comes out. Now, this also backs the value of PRC20s that they got for free, which is kind of the end up there. The next point, of course, is the second PulseX incentive token. In order to enhance PulseX success, another token will exist to further incentivize liquidity providers beyond the fees they are already making. So this is where the yield farming or liquidity provider program comes into place. Not only do you earn the base fee for people trading, but you also earn a incentive token as well, in addition to that, with your LP token. So when you stake, when you put liquidity into trading pairs, liquidity pools, you get a thing called a LP token, a liquidity provider token. There's kind of the ownership of that position when you first put it in there. And of course, you can take that over to what we call yield farming or farms, and you can put those LP tokens in there to earn another fee, another reward, I should say, which is the incentive token. So it's pretty cool. You earn fees in the pool, in liquidity pools, and of course you earn incentive token in the farm. So very cool, quite lucrative way of earning passive income there. And of course, big yield farmers like to earn big fees. So it's pretty cool. When they become liquidity providers, they also will receive LP tokens that they can deposit into yield farming. This is not named token, is emitted with decreasing inflation over time. So this is the other thing that yield farmers want to know. They want to know that, okay, I can even speculate on the incentive token. I know it's going to have a good value by itself because it's going to decrease over time. So the inflation is going to decrease over time. There's probably a few things we'd like to know more about the incentive token. We'll probably find those out in due course. So a few questions there. A DAO chooses which trading pairs receive this incentive token and at what rate. So that's also another important point as Pulsechain and PulseX launched, is the role of the DAO and of course the allocation of the incentive tokens, etc. So it's going to be pretty neat. So and at what rates there. So that's very important as well. So it's going to be pretty cool to see that. Now only addresses with PLSX balances get to vote in the DAO. So even yield farmers will need to really hold some PulseX if they want to have some influence over the outcomes of the incentive token as well. So that actually bodes well for PLSX token, which is the native token of PulseX. That's very important. So PulseX's goal, of course, PulseX is a Uniswap fork with PLSX liquidity provider incentivization. Its goal is to provide Pulsechain users with a best possible trading experience and yield farm with a strong focus on incentivizing PRC20s holders to bridge in and back the value of their free PRC20s. And you'll see that the user interface in a second is a fork of PancakeSwap there. PLSX is designed to increase in value. The best asset class in history, cryptocurrencies have outperformed every other crypto asset. So you guys all know that if you've been here, so it's very important. High yields, you can provide the PLS and all PRC20s that you hold as liquidity into to PulseX. So you can provide any of that and earn a yield on them, which is what the yield farmers are after. This is less riskier than trading and allows you to earn predictable income on your crypto. Cryptocurrencies have the highest yield in the world, far exceeding those other assets. So pretty powerful stuff there. What else we're going to go down to here? With Bitcoin, you need from minutes to hours until a transaction confirms, and transaction costs multiple USD in fees. Transaction on Pulsechain, of course, is going to cost you less than a cent, and of course, confirmations happen about 3 second time. So the yield farmers will love that. PulseX utilizes this network to allow for fast and cheap swaps between Pulse and PRC20s on there. So it's going to be absolutely wonderful. You can see it's going to be so good. You don't have to pay high ETH gas fees or other fees like that. It's going to be amazing. So pretty awesome there. PulseX has lower fees than most competing exchanges. The fee to users is lower than on most competing exchanges. Most tokens inflate at higher rates, and this is probably the more important bit. So the fee is definitely competitive, but this is probably more important. Most tokens inflate at higher rates, and that's probably the bigger play there. Well, PLSX never inflates, so pretty amazing. Now, PLSX, the native token, starts at the beginning. It's all been allocated to people that were participating in a sacrifice. It's kind of like a Howey test sac raise, and of course, where people did that at January, February, and of course, the total amount of supply of PulseX is at the beginning and will decrease over time. So, pretty amazing. Now, expect that total somewhere around about the probably about 131, 133 trillion, somewhere in that ballpark. The supply only becomes more rare as 21% of all fees could be used to buy up the price and burn the PLSX. I mean 121 million. So 121 trillion, sorry, with PulseX. The supply only becomes more rare as 21% of all fees could be used to buy up the price and burn freshly bought PLSX. So that's the big deal there as well. So PulseX, the native token of the exchange, is going to be very important. So yield farmers can not only be after the incentive token, there's a lot of reasons to be after the PulseX token as well, with the influence over the DAO votes. And of course, benefiting from the native token. If you're providing liquidity, you're probably trading as well, and of course, you benefit from that PulseX and the incentive token there. Now, PulseX is pretty awesome. Trading fees, dirt cheap. Now, this is probably the highlight here. We're going to look at some of these numbers. PulseX have a 0.29% fee that users pay on every swap. That's very important. So that compares to other ones. We're going to look at data on that in a second. Just remember that one. That is less than SushiSwap, Trader Joe, and QuickSwap and Uniswap as well. Now, that just does depend, by the way. That's not true in all cases. So we're going to look at some of these fees. 76% of all trading fees could be distributed to liquidity providers, and a 21% could be used to buy and burn PulseX, reducing its supply over time, and 0.1% of the trade value goes to an address you must have no expectations of. That's basically the trader's fee, the swap fee. Now, you'll note that this doesn't equal 100% here. 76 plus 21 plus 0.1 equals 98%, and of course this fee here, 0.01 of the trader fee going to an address you must have no expectation of. That used to be 0.03% originally, and as we understand it, that is now in the buy and burn feature, so that's closer to 23%. So 23% of 0.29%, we're going to look at that in a second on the spreadsheet, and we'll see how that plays out. The other thing, of course, is how these liquidity pools going to get set up to be the biggest, the world's largest yield farming. Well, initially, the PulseX will have the most liquidity on Pulsechain, and the initial liquidity for PulseX comes from a bot called the AMM bot, ratio fixer harvester bot. So that's the one there, AMM ratio fixer bot. It harvests around 99.9% of many coins liquidity from Uniswap, SushiSwap, and others popular markets at launch. So the aim is to do as high as possible. What it actually ends up being in terms of percentage terms, it will still be extremely large. And obviously, that's looking to be Uniswap, harvesting Uniswap version 2 and version 3 on Uniswap, and of course, SushiSwap and other popular markets, maybe like Balancer, Bancor, 0x, and things like that, being other ones that have been mentioned previously. Then it recreates those pairs on PulseX. So this is a very key thing. A lot of people, so it's going to harvest these dexes around the pool. That's how it's going to get the world's biggest liquidity pools. It's going to harvest those, and it's going to take all that and put it into PulseX, and it's going to lock those LPs, and of course, and stabilize that liquidity in there. And of course, it's going to need mint Pulse to do that, and that looks maybe up to 3% of the Pulse supply to do that. So maybe 1 to 3 trillion is kind of the estimate at the moment, which is about 2.5% of the Pulse supply, being somewhere between 131 and 133 trillion of Pulse there, being the total supply on top of that. So about 1 to 3 trillion included in that total supply. And it adds the liquidity it has harvested along with fresh PLS to make PulseX the vastly most liquid exchange on the Pulsechain. Woohoo! That is the main game, and it's a very big deal. So this is how crypto essentially prints crypto. And then, of course, once you match US dollar stable coins to it, you've printed money out of thin air. That's kind of how it works. And then, of course, once people come into the system, that's in a closed system. Once you have a bridge and fiat gateways, things coming into the system, it's an open system. And, of course, people's behavior then start to spur on financial economic activity. We get that turnover. And once you get turnover, you get prices moving up and down, all that sort of stuff. And away you go. You kind of kickstart the engine, as it were. You got the fuel going in, the pistons going up and down, and away it goes. So it's pretty cool. As users want the best deals for their trades, they tend to go where the liquidity is the largest, and that's probably the big thing there for yield farmers who want to come over. And of course, don't forget they're getting PRC20s for free if they've already got copies on Ethereum. So it's a very lucrative yield farming opportunity that's never been out there before, right? So we've had other forks of Ethereum, BSC and Polygon, things like that, but you don't have the full system state. You don't get all those assets airdropped to you. You've got to build those, fill in those empty chains more or less with a lot of liquidity pairs, be able to bring it in. So now this is a true game changer. Not only are you getting the incentive token, the opportunity to participate in PulseX, you're also getting potentially half the pool, maybe even the whole pool for free to start off with. So it's pretty amazing. That creates volume. As liquidity providers make profit on volume, they are likely to deposit on the exchange with the most volume. It is hard for new competitors to overcome the critical mass, so much liquidity in one place. Woo-hoo-hoo. So tell your friends, if you're out in liquidity, land doing yield farming, tell them all about PulseX, because it's going to be amazing. Potentially the world's largest, obviously, yield farming out there. It's good to have all liquidity in a single place. Centralized liquidity also means the best deals for users because it results in low slippage, meaning the price moves against them less when they swap. So people like the lower slippage. It also means that fewer arbitrage bots become rich, equalizing the prices from different liquidity sources. It's more efficient. Now, just one thing with the AMM bot harvester, that is just for Ethereum pairs. Just remember that. So not non-Ethereum pairs, not non-Ethereum pairs there. Summary, of course, PulseX has lower fees, the most liquidity on Pulsechain, and only becomes more rare. So it's pretty exciting. So that's a bit of an overview of PulseX.com. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. The link's in the video description, and it's important to go through that. So if you want to check out also Hex and Pulsechain, which we covered yesterday, check out yesterday's live streams. We covered those pretty good too at the beginning. So that's pretty much that. We're going to jump on to the next part. We've obviously got putting some of those numbers into play. We've got competitive trade fee, 0.29% of every swap's going to get that fee. Uniswap at the moment is about 0.3%, although they do have other pools. 0.5% pool, 1% pools, but they're pretty specialist on average. For most peers, will be trading 0.3% on the pool. They don't have any particular reward program, and of course, PancakeSwap has 0.25% fees, and of course, they have only a certain amount goes to the yield farmers there, and of course, CSwap has 0.3%, and I think it's something like 25% of that fee goes to 25% and percentage points goes to percentage share goes to the yield farmers there. The rest of it goes to the people that own the sushi token there. So there's different distributions on these, but it's kind of there. You can see why it's competitive. 0.29% is kind of fitting in there reasonably well. Now, obviously, $1 billion trade through PulseX is about $2.9 million of I think got something in fees there, $2.9 million in fees for swap trade fees, and of course on swapping them. Of course, that gets distributed to yield farmers share, 76%. That's about 2.2 million going to yield farmers. Obviously, what your share of this depends on what pool you're in, how much of that pools you've got. Obviously, popular peer pools will get most of this, etc. And people with the largest amounts get the most in dollar terms. But of course, your share is your share, right? So it doesn't really matter. That, and so in percentage point terms, that's 0.22%. We've got PulseX buy and burn. Got this at 23%. You'll notice on the site here that it's got 21%, but you also notice that the balance, that the amounts don't actually balance because I don't think they've updated it, to be honest. Actually try and find where I put that actually. I think it's up here. Let me just scroll one more. Are we up here? No, we're down here. Where did I've lost it all together. We're going to find it. Boy, where's it gone? There it is here. So the third panel here. So that's the one we're talking about, 76% there and 21%. So you'll notice that I've got 23% there. And of course, we've got PulseX there at which the address we expect nothing of. This is this 1% address here, no expectations. Got that at 0.1%. So we've got $2.2 million. So $2.9 million is the fee based on 0.29%. We've got $2.2 million there, $667,000 there, and $29,000 there equals $2.9 million. So those add up. There as well, this adds up to 100%, and of course on here, if you add these up, 76%, 21, and 0.1, they'll equal 98%. So that does need to be updated there on the sheet there. Now with this change, now this used to be in absolute percentage points terms, we've got 0.22% for yield farming, we've got 0.07% for PulseX buy and burn, and we've got sub a fraction of 1% here on PulseX, a secret address here, no expectations. And that's 0.29%. So we see these numbers match up. Now, this used to be 0.06% when this was 0.21%. So that was what that used to be. And of course, now it's 0.07%. When did this change? March 21st was, I think, the notification for the change here to the percentage here. And I think that is in the buy and burn contract. So you can go off and confirm that for yourself. But that is what we get in the buy and burn there. So when this one here, what used to PulseX address used to be 3% and now is 1%. So just take that into account. So that's probably where the adjustment's being made. Now, obviously, that's the yield farming distribution. So people love the fees. So the yield farmers will love these fees. 76% of 0.29% is 0.22 percentage points, and that's what they'll love out of that. So pretty lucrative. That's on $1 billion trade volume there, and I think that's going to be pretty fascinating to see that play out. So we'll look forward to that. And I'm going to bring up CoinGecko so that you can see the total amount of trade volume there. And we're going to go to Yield Farmers. Check that out. Actually, I need to update this here on the right. We're going to get into this. So if we go to the exchanges and we're going to check on DEXs, we're going to see the trade volume today. The trade volumes are definitely lighter today. Yeah, very light today, down at 2 billion. These sometimes typically between 4 billion, maybe up at 6 billion on the trade volumes here. Sometimes they're being much higher than that too. But today, pretty low, 2.1 billion, 2.2 billion on the DEXs there. You can see Uniswap, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap there at the top of the leaderboard. So that's going to be pretty interesting. We've also got the total amounts. Not only do we have the amount traded every 24 hours, very important. So in this case, we're just using an example of 1 billion, just to make it nice and easy. We've also got big liquidity, right? So this is one of the other themes of the PulseX was big liquidity. Most have the most liquidity on Pulsechain. So we've got big liquidity, Uniswap, SushiSwap, everything's going to be harvested by the AMM bot. And of course, at the moment, we've got 7.1 billion locked in liquidity pools. 7.1 billion locked in liquidity pools on these particular DEXs here. And of course, in the wider market, we have 109 billion in the wider market locked in this total value locked in DEXs. And of course, in EVMs specifically, we got 70 billion there. So 70 billion on locked on there. I'm going to actually just update the function there. So we've got 70.4 billion here on the EMV. So we're going to go check that out. Let us go to DeFi Llama, and we're going to see that. So here we've got the total amount of chains. So 109.67 billion. You can see that locked in there, 109. And of course, we've got EVMs on here as well, DeFi Llama. If we go to chains and then we hit on EVM, you will see that we've got, let me just wait for it up to that there. If you look at EVMs, let me just jump to all. Sorry, we got all there. I don't know what's happening there. It's all gone a bit funny. Wait for it to update. Waiting for that. So we got, oh, it's disappeared there. Why was it disappearing? Anyway, we had 70 there. Let me just jump over to Ethereum there. We have to jump to Ethereum now. We've got 70.42 on Ethereum there. That's what number we're after there. And of course, that's our 70 billion there that we've got for EVM. So this is kind of our total value locked in liquidity pools. Obviously, when you've got turnover going through, you have a much larger amount of turnover going through with all the swaps and trades. But liquidity itself is sitting there. So pretty amazing there. So we've got big liquidity potentially coming in anywhere between these sort of numbers here are potentially possible with PulseX. Going to be pretty amazing. And of course, that's inside the DEXs there. So pretty powerful stuff. We've got the 109 point as the total. If we go to chains, we've got, actually, we'll save the overview there. We'll go to Ethereum. We've got the 70.42 billion. And of course, if we go to just the chains themselves and we hit up EVMs, we can see the breakdown of these amounts. So obviously Ethereum at the top there. We've got BSC there, 8.93 billion TVL. We've got Polygon there, 2.86 billion TVL. And of course, you can play with all the relative percentages there too. So a pretty big deal. And now we're going to have the incentive token, of course. And so we've got a big liquidity. We're going to have the incentive token there. We have the volume deflationary unknown. We've got price appreciation unknown. These are all upsides to yield farmers. On top of that, of course, this is going to be huge. These could also possibly be in one-sided staking pools as well, although really the incentive token is designed to encourage liquidity. And I'm sure you guys all agree it's probably the best place for it, right? And encourage liquidity there. PulseX, of course, we've got all the emission up front. So this is pretty powerful. And of course, we may have, I forgot the wrong numbers in there. I might have to change that. So I keep thinking of Pulsechain there. So we might have about 121 trillion there. So I apologize for that. This is what happens when you jump between Pulsechain and PulseX. So I want to put 21 trillion there. And of course, the buy and burn unknown. Of course, we do have an estimate. If we get $1 billion trade volume a day, that's $2.9 million of buy and burn. And of course, price appreciation unknown. We'll wait and see. But of course, if no one else trades, we just have the buy and burn, then of course, there's going to be less supply and the price goes up, right? So the price goes up and then there's less supply in that order. So it's pretty powerful stuff. So obviously on top of that, we potentially have 5,000-6,000 trading pairs, maybe 10,000 trading pairs. And of course, the buy and burn could be absolutely amazing. And we could see big numbers like this or more or much higher. So maybe PulseX becomes a super DEX and it starts getting challenging centralized exchanges and in terms of volume, challenges the native token Pulse as the Pulsechain value. So lots of upside there. So that's a bit of a summary of all those numbers. Let's get into some of the chat there. We've looked at the DEXs. The turnover could be absolutely spectacular. A couple $1 billion turnover a day is definitely in the game. And of course, we've got all the right things set up for that. Obviously, time will tell. This is not investment advice. Obviously, we're just my opinions, but pretty interesting stuff there. PulseX itself is on the testnet. So we've looked at the blockchain is running, and of course on top of the blockchain is PulseX testnet is running, and of course you can see it ticking away. We have a trade, we can do exchanges. We will probably have limit orders coming not too far after the launch, I would imagine. We probably need third-party bot providers to help make that happen. We've got liquidity providers there, and of course you can add liquidity. Away you go, you get some LP tokens, and basically you can do that. Then you can take those LP tokens over to the farms and earn incentive tokens there. And of course, we've got some trading pairs in here already. You can already see I've got some PLSS tokens there. Those are the two native tokens. And I've got some $160 there worth of incentive token there, almost one incentive token there. And I can harvest that at any time just by clicking the harvest button. Pretty cool. In fact, I might as well do it while I'm here live. And of course, you can see that it's going to cost me a fraction of a pulse to do that. 0.00075 test pulse there. I'm going to confirm that. You can run to the wallet, and of course you can see that that I'm claiming that money or that incentive token there from yield farming. So it's pretty easy to do. Look at that, bam, like that, 3-second blocks, pretty amazing. And of course that profit's gone to me already in terms of incentive tokens. I scroll down to my incentive tokens there, bam, I got 3.4 now. I just added another 1 to it, and of course that's worth a little bit of money, probably $500-600 there. So pretty cool. So that's how easy that is. You see how amazing this is going to be. And of course, pools there as well. One side staking pools. We could even have ones for incentive tokens, although I do suggest they're probably better used for the farms. But we'll see. I know that a lot of people will be wanting to get those incentive tokens. And because they're deflationary and because yield farmers are after to earn them, a lot of people could speculate on the value, pushing the price of the incentive token up, in contrast to the fact that it's still creating inflation, but at a deflationary rate. Or decreasing rate. So we often see this happen. Obviously, they often do pretty well. And then, of course, we'll just see over time, depending on what the volumes are, we could sustain a long-term price increase of a Pulse incentive token, as long as the emission curve is pretty friendly. So pretty cool stuff on there. Obviously, we have the buy and burn function that we talked about. And at the moment on the testnet, it is running pretty nicely, 46.85 billion, looking pretty good there. And of course, there is a bounty as well that can be had. And of course, you can see some stuff here already at the moment for the bounty there. So 14 cents on this one. Sometimes you can get quite a few dollars on there too if you're there at the right time as well. So pretty nice. We also have the info here with the overall 24-hour volume, the liquidity in the pools as well. And of course, we also have top tokens there, top tokens list. Obviously, Pulse at the top there, PulseX leading the way. That's a pretty good sign. We have trading pools as well. This is where the yield farmers want to come and provide liquidity for particular trading pairs. They provide liquidity. Maybe we want to provide liquidity for Hex and Pulse. We can do that. We can see all the chart data there. We can see the latest swaps there. We can click swaps. We can see the latest liquidity adds there. We can see the latest removes from liquidity. And of course, if we want to provide liquidity ourselves, we can click the add button there, pop it in. And of course, we can provide stuff there, get a particular share of the pool, and away we go. You can see the fee there. We're going to earn some of the fee pretty much there. So cool. So 0.22, I think that matches our spread there. So yeah, 0.22%, that matches, you see, 0.22. So that matches the fee there that's on the site there. So 0.22% of all trades. So nice in proportion to your share of the pool. We've got 0.17% of the pool. That's pretty good. So cool. And of course, the DAO, voting DAO, PulseX is going to have the voting DAO. This is where it's going to have third parties come in wanting to airdrop tokens to stakers. So you might be able to stake PulseX or stake some other token. And of course, get airdrops from third parties that are trying to attract the attention of these large holders. You also have enhancements into the PulseX likely to go through possibly as well. Maybe, stop limit orders or something like that. All sorts of stuff can go through here. And new partnerships, all sorts of stuff could potentially go through the DAO It's going to be pretty cool. So that's pretty much it on there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's pretty much PulseX, and we're going to get into the Hex in a second. Let us jump back over to, we might as well just end up on PulseX here. We'll go to the Pulse main there and see what else we got people commenting about this so far. Miles behind, I do apologize. House to Sandy Beach, excited. Woo-hoo-hoo. Miles says, I can't wrap my head around why there's whales dumping Hex when we're literally so close to launch. I just don't get it, says Miles. That's a good comment. We were at 20 cents not long ago, and now we're barely hanging on to 11 cents. So upsetting. I hope these whales get in when we hear a launch date soon. Fundamentally, I don't see why we wouldn't. Well, we've got the Hex price here at the moment, currently 11.15 cents. We actually had a pretty good day today, to be honest. We actually spiked up to 11.63 cents, and I think that was just a little bit earlier. So that's not too bad. Let's jump to the hourly chart there. Yeah, the hourly chart, not too bad here. We actually jumped up to 11.22. We had a bit of a spike here. Looks like quite a bit of volume. Looks like probably a bot trade. So anyway, we've got a nice little uptrend here on the hourly, so we might leave it there for the moment. Brennan says, howdy, Suitman. Hey, Brennan, good to see you in the house. Dan Smith says, I can only guess it's because they think I'll dump on Pulsechain, so they're cashing out now and will buy the dump, says Dan. Maybe they think eHex will dump at launch, so some people are saying that as an explanation. Mainnet next week, fingers crossed, says Brennan. Yeah, a few people saying that. Despite Richard's updates, people still pretty positive for a May launch. So that's cool. I'd like to see it too. If you are worried, why worry about the Hex price today? You get free Hex every day. Stake Hex, no stress. It says now. That's true. But hey, it's worth commenting on the price because it is pretty interesting to see what's happening with the price. So I can understand that too. Obviously, we do it on this channel all the time. Max Crypto Arts in the house there. G'day, good to see you in the house. Woo, MCA. And Miles says, I would think that Hex is the most liquid asset on Pulsechain, and I would think that the whales would want their free copies on Hex on the other side. That's true. I would say a lot of whales have got a lot of big positions. It's really more new whales that probably would be picking up a lot of stuff. Is probably where I'd expect to see that. I'm just speculating. Yeah, for sure. We're all speculating until the real thing happens. That's for sure. Sandy Beach in with the emojis. Woohoo! DeFi Dojo says, Lau. Absolutely. We got the emojis in there too. What else we got going there? Dan says, Mars agreed. That bit makes no sense, but maybe they figure that eHex has real value, whereas PHEX we just don't know. And if they already got billions from the SAC, maybe they don't care. Or maybe they figure that buying the PHEX dip is an option, so maximizing their dry powder now rather than waiting for eHex dip. Hey, Stella's in the house there. Cheers to all of you. Woo-hoo-hoo. And Brennan says, bring on PLX for this first Super Dex. I like that, Brennan. PLX could very well be the first Super Dex. So that kind of has a couple of characteristics. One, really challenging the value of the main chain, the Pulse token, the native token, in terms of value over time. Maybe not initially, but over time. And also having large volume, maybe even challenging the centralized exchanges in terms of volume, maybe even sitting into number 2 spot there behind the centralized exchanges. So there's a lot of possibilities here because everything's designed to help make this sort of outcome happen. If you think about it, now I'm obviously inferring those outcomes, but the design's pretty amazing if you think about it. So obviously we've got things to ramp up. People have to adopt. We've got all those things up there with the bridge. The airdrop, of course, for adoption, yield farming incentive for adoption. So there's lots of structures there for adoption, and of course, large liquidity from harvesting all the popular dexes as well. So it's going to be pretty amazing. Now we will expect relationships with exchanges, relationships with fiat on ramps, with the big 30-party dApps doing leverage lending like fiat and liquid loans. So there's lots of pumpamentals sitting around the infrastructure. It's pretty amazing. What else we got going? So here's the Binance today. It's actually a relatively low of trading volume for the day. We've seen this up at 15 billion, etc., and higher. It's currently at 7.4 billion. And, imagine if PulseX is sitting at $1 billion, that would put us at number 2 behind Binance. If we were sitting at $1 billion of trade volume, pretty amazing. And of course, that'd put us at 50% of the DEX value today if we were sitting up there. But hey, I definitely think everything's in place to make that happen. Biggest airdrop in crypto history, biggest yield farming potentially, and liquidity volume and incentives, and deflationary tokenomics, and of course the fastest way to mass adoption through the bridge, and much more on top of that, leverage lending, as I say, through fiat and liquid loans. And of course a lot of big YouTubers have sacrificed for Pulse and PulseX. Not talking about it at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be talking about that soon. In addition to quite a few of those big YouTubers also got hit by the lunar fallout, and of course be looking for the next big thing. And of course, what's the only big thing out there that I can see is Pulsechain and PulseX, and of course the biggest, as I say, the biggest opportunity in crypto that I see in the next 18 months to 2 years, and I'd be very hard pressed. Even with new technology, if you look at new technology blockchains, which have some great stuff, they typically launch empty as ghost chains, and of course need a lot of traction to gain garner. But Pulsechain is going to shortcut that. Front run ETH 2.0 as well, super fast, super cheap, proof of stake straight out of the gate, and wow, that's going to be amazing. Plus, basically copying everything on Ethereum over, and of course the market has a chance to price all that up, bring in liquidity, and fund that as well. Also, through the sacrifice phases of Pulsechain and PulseX, we had something like $680 million of stablecoins sitting in there. And of course, what could they be used for? Obviously, a lot of logical stuff could include liquidity provision. So it's going to be fascinating to see that play out as well. And obviously, we've got the origin account sacrifice addresses. And of course, they typically under Hex have been acting like an operation manager. Don't see any reason why they wouldn't be acting similarly on Pulsechain and PulseX to create value. And that's long-term value. Pretty exciting. We also see whales wanting to do that. Big venture capitalists want to also add on value. We see that quite a lot as well. Now, we do have some hedge funds, of course, that like to take the quick profits. There'll always be some of those around. And of course, we always have a few of those in play. And so we're going to get volatility in the market. But the pump mentals look absolutely incredible. So I hope you guys are excited as I am, because it's going to be absolutely a fun run. Now, obviously, Hex is not pricing a lot of that in at the moment. It is really holding up because Pulsechain has been had to take longer than a lot of people expected. There's a bit of fatigue in there, but there's also this pent-up excitement as well. People can't wait. When it does finally get here, people will be on it. Well, it doesn't take long for sentiment and emotions to turn around. After Pulsechain launches, even after Pulsechain launches, it might be a day or two before people actually realize that it's launched. They know it's launched, but it takes them a day or two to realize it, and then they start getting that old thump, that old excitement starts coming on pretty quickly. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, folks. Indeed. Crypto Jackson, how's that money printing machine? Absolutely. PulseX, absolutely. Woohoo! Refine crypto. Let it burn. PulseX says Crypto Jack. Let it burn. Yeah, let it burn. I don't know what's wrong with my eye today, but hey, that's just the way it goes. Cheers, everybody. Brown is in the house. Oh yeah. Australia says ETH is trying to compete with Pulsechain launch. Woohoo! I like it. Yeah. Crypto Jack 3. You see you guys at the beaches of the moon, says Crypto Jacks. I like that. Wow. What else is that? History of the making. I agree. It's funny how Gwei has been low lately, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, it's been low, Sandy, but it's also been incredibly high prior to being low. So the volatility of the Gwei price has been intense. Let's have a quick look and see what that is at the moment. But it has been pretty intense, and volatility has been high on the gas price. It's really good having low Gwei at the moment. Look at this, beautiful. But remember, it was only a little while ago we were having it was up over 2,000-3,000 Gwei, and it was pretty high in the hundreds. So it's nice to have a little reprieve here. So it costs about 41 cents at the moment to do a transfer, and about $3.63 to do a swap on V3 at the moment. So interesting stuff there. And of course, we see the volumes also down on the DEXs there and centralized exchanges in terms of 24-hour volume. What else we got going at the moment? BTC sitting around 29,300 and ETH at 1970. So both of them just under those psychological levels of 30,000 and 2,000 respectively at the moment. BNB's had a little run up 315. It was about $303 yesterday when we were watching it. And of course, that's had a little bit of improved. So let's bring in our charts. We're going to bring in our charts here. Bam. And have a look at our top 7 pairs, our top 4 on Hex for Hex. Obviously, on the 15-minute chart there, we've got a nice little improve. I'm going to change that around to the hourly. Let's see what the hourly is. So 11.2 cents on Hex. Hedron there at 10.89. And of course, Maxi there at 18.93. Let's have a look at what Maxi is in terms of its premium over Hex. This is kind of the talk of the town because this is good product design, right? Good premium, oh, look at that. Look at that. Woohoo! 70%, almost 71%. That is beautiful. Look at that chart, that premium over Hex. That's a good product design so far. And it's not just short-lived, right? I had after maybe 12 days of typically a decline in the price and the premium. And of course, we have not seen that. And we've got this channel here between 50 and 81, 82% there. That's our channel. And hey, there's no reason why this doesn't go further. I've always said that I thought that 10.6 was the theoretical maximum. And of course, I thought that if you discount that by like 70% or so, we could get between 200 to 300%. And of course, we're at 70% at the moment. We have had a little flash pump. And of course, that was back on the 15th. And we actually reached a 2.33. So that was pretty amazing, 233% above there. So that was pretty powerful. So yeah, who knows what we could get here. It's all about scarcity, hodling, culture of hodling. And of course, we know people went to maxi, many of them want to hodl for a long time. That helps with scarcity. So far, so good. Are we going to see an uptrend in this? Imagine we see an uptrend up to this to 200-300%. That'd be interesting. Now, I know some people would easily sell at that premium. That premium is pretty juicy. And of course, basically, you've got your future value priced into today's present value. And basically, you're getting all this the forward value up front. And that's, of course, the treasury price is only just above X at the moment. So it really is quite interesting to see this play out. But once again, scarcity, hodling culture does have an impact. Never selling, that sort of stuff is pretty impressive. Now, remember, the reason why I have this is that because, if we've got about less than 10% of people staked on Hex price, and we have 100% staked on Maxi token, that's where I get close to my 10.6x on theoreticals. That's my pricing model. And of course, there are different ways of pricing this out, but I think that's kind of a reason why, because Hex itself does have about 9.4% of it staked. And of course, that's the floating and the public. Of course, this has different features, has optionality, liquidity, harvesting potentially for as well, which Hex does not, in the sense with the backing of staking there as a global token. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff there. So far, pretty impressive results. So hopefully we'll see one of those a year. I definitely think we could do a Maxi token once a year. And of course, we'll have that settling. The Maxi token will be settling every year, following every year. That would be pretty powerful. And of course, we got 294.3 million max Hex off the market with that for 5,555 days. That is a beautiful thing. And as I said, that is a big amount of circulating supply. Imagine doing that every year. On top of everything else that's happening, the Hex Investment Trust is kind of another form of Maxi, but it's different. It's about bridging the fiat world and institutional money and IRAs, 401ks, those sort of things. So it's pretty important from that point of view. Whereas this is all about Hex directly. So people in the crypto market as opposed to traditional markets. And you've got onboarding of both of those, reducing the circulating supply of Hex, a beautiful thing. Now, on top of that, of course, we got PulseDodge. PulseDodge also doing extremely well. If you think about it, this is a meme coin free. And of course, launched at $1. And of course, here it is at $3.37, man. It is killing it. So we have two very good designs so far. And they've held up, and also pretty bad market conditions as well. I'm sure you guys can agree. It's pretty powerful stuff. I'm pretty impressed with this price chart at this stage. Definitely the next couple of days, we need a bit more chart formation. If we can see this rising a bit more, man, this is really supercharging PulseDodge. And of course, every day we're getting closer to the 100-day launch phase being over. That's pretty powerful, right? I think we're down to what, day 65, 66 left, 65, 66 days left to go. It really is going to be impressive seeing watching that. So pretty cool on the ETH channel charts there. Hope you guys can agree. We're going to jump back to the Hex price there, and then we're going to get into the BNB chain. But let's get into some of the comments here. We're going to try and catch up here. I'm going to jump through some for sure. I love the beach there, Sandy Beach. Well, it's in your name, Sandy. I'm sure you do. And let's jump through there. I love the beach too. Pump the like button, says Brownie. Absolutely smash that like button. We've got 56 likes. I'm sure we can get a few more likes on there. Definitely go for that. CI says freedom of speech, movement, and assembly. The gains are on top. The rewards of the early supporters. Don't forget why all this happens, says CI. Hey, that's a really good point. I'm a big supporter of free speech. And of course, movement, assembly, big time. And of course, this is, if you're out there, do your best wherever you are. Do the little things that you can to help keep the society free. People can have freedom expressions. Now, societies have flourished when we've had freedom. And of course, we've seen that's been an important characteristic of the modern age, maybe right back since the Industrial Revolution of the 1600s, just that slowly creep up of more freedom has helped, everybody prosper. So definitely support freedom. Miles of crypto in there. I spend crypto profits at the beach lot. Yeah, those ice cream trucks. That's why. Those ice cream trucks, when they bring them on, that's probably the why. Pulsechain 99% ready, says Tail 7. Yep, agree. Tortoise Donnie with the ducks in the house. Woohoo! Smash the likes, ladies and gents, says Brennan. Absolutely. Mysteriously, what's the Mysteries Productions? I love that name. Much love, everybody. Yeah, much love for sure. Let's have a look here. Brownie says, I'm ahhing about buying more Hex, but what if the snapshot has already happened? And of course, we expect that to actually be coming up, so I wouldn't be too alarmed about that. What else is... Let's jump through some of this. Brownie says, just posted another Hexkin at the beach photo on Discord. That's funny. I've got to look at that. Let's have a look at that. So is that on Discord? Oh, there's Brownie on the beach. Oh, are you serious, Brownie? Seriously, this looks so good. Honestly, so good. That's so funny, man. Brownie, you are just a legend. That is so cool, Brownie. Very, very cool. Look at that photo, man. Brownie representing. Look at that. Woohoo! That is hilarious, man. And he's got a great sense of humor. How about that? He's the sort of guy you want to have a beer with, that's for sure. Got the emojis in there. What else we got here? Noi Next says Sphere, Pedoverse, BlockPay, PulseX, PLS, and Hex. Nice one. I'm not sure of a couple of those projects, so I'll have to check some of those out. How do you buy and burn, says Powerplant? Well, there's a contract on PulseX buy and burn and on the testnet. So if you go to testnet, you put PLSX there. You will see the buy and burn contract sitting down here. The last one we had was version 3 here. You click on that. That's actually the burn contract there. You can actually go to the codes. You can see the code here. That's still the code. So you got the code source there. You can also go to the read contract. You can click on where is it here? Click on burn PLSX, and you click on that little button there, and it will give you the amount of pulse that's been burned. You can also do the buy and burn manually. I think you can still do that, yeah, by putting in the LPs and the convert here in this function here. That's the one, yeah, and that one there. So you can put the one there manually. Other than that, you can go to PulseX and go do the burn function here, and of course you can click the blue you actually got to select. Sorry, you got to select you got to select one of these. So you can select one of these. There's not much in these at the moment, so I wouldn't worth bothering. Then you click the burn function there. They tend to be clicking over pretty fast. I'm not sure whether that's a bot or what's happening there. Let's take that into account. Let's get back to Hex price at 11.09 cents. We're trying to get a Hex token channel pump on that. That's not working yet. Money Magnet says, woohoo, let's get Hex up to 20 cents again. I believe that. I'd really love to get it over the 20 cents. Imagine that. And Richard, give us some game theory around PulseX. That'd be amazing. Sorry, my eyes are really problems today. That'd be really amazing. Luna's having a little pump, says Killer Craig. Let's have a look at that. So we're going to go FTX on Luna. This is a slight distraction from our Pulsechain and PulseX coverage. Let's have a look at that. Oh, this too. Boy, it's come back a long way. Came all the way back to 10,000, and now it's bounced up to 14,000. That's pretty funny on good old Luna. Now, they're obviously doing a Luna 2.0, getting rid of the USD coin, as I understand it, and, of course, redistributing new tokens to stakers, liquid holders, and other parties, other supported parties there. So pretty interesting. We break this we break this coverage for a news break about Luna. Hey, nice one, Killer Craig. Does it say 10 Gwei or 18 Gwei? I can't see. No, it's pretty sure it's 10 Gwei. Well, it's up at 36 Gwei now. So it's changed a lot since we were looking at that chart. Good night, everybody. Sandy Beach is gone. Woohoo! Hey, Sandy Beach, thanks for dropping by. Sandy Beach represents. And had a good day at the beach. Ready for my incentive tokens, says Money Magnet. Nice one. There's a yield farmer in the chat. We love him. Brennan says, I think Maxi Premium will start to dwindle down closer to the end stake, but hold for the life of it, says Brennan. Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting what it actually can max out at, that's for sure. Sam's in the house there. Going to do the replay in early morning. Great job, Superman. Too fun movie. What a classic, says Sam. Hey, nice one, Sam. Always appreciate you dropping in. And Sam always watches it on the other side when he's Alba 2. Tin Top says Hex token pump. Nice. Maxi is going to pump when Pulsechain launches. I agree with that. We've got a super sticker in here as well. Brownie. Woo-hoo-hoo. We have to jump back to Brownie so we can see Brownie again. There's Brownie. Like this. We've got the thumbs up. Can you see all my thumbs, or the green screen blocks it out? Big shout out to Brownie. Love his pictures, man. And coffee on me tomorrow morning, Superman. Thanks for the best RH Maxi concert. I appreciate that, man. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Big shout out to you. Appreciate it big time. It's down now. It's like, woo! Pulsechain coin has surprised me, says Tintop. Yeah, it's been pretty amazing, hasn't it? It has been pretty amazing. But the design is pretty good. A bell curve, almost a bell curve distribution. Let's go look at that, actually. They've got a new chart there. So let's go look at Pulsechain coin. It's had the 2 audits out. We read those the other day. So if you want to check that out, we did do Pulsechain. I think it was yesterday, maybe on the morning. So we did definitely check that out. We just close some of these. I'm going to close some of this PulseX stuff here, so it takes up less computing power. And waiting for Pulsechain to launch there. Boy, why's that taking so long? I'm not sure. Let me just try that one more time. Pulsechain coin. Oh, that's not loading. I'm not sure why it's not loading. Pulsechain coin website not loading at the moment. I just grabbed some Hex. You should be good to go. Not financial advice, KD. Nice one, KD. We're not worthy. That's awesome. Getting some Hex while it's down this price level. James Bond says I'm late, but I'm here. Hello, everybody. Good to see James Bond in the house. Another Hex Token channel member as well. Hex down under. Woohoo! Raining in Australia. It's raining here in good old Kiwi land as well. So the weather's definitely turned. Know that in the northern hemisphere you're coming into summer soon, right? So you can't be a month away from that. So it's not too bad. Brownie's midlife has had a great lifestyle. Yeah. Brownie's midlife crisis is to have awesome midlife crisis. That's Brownie. Nice one, the Hex down under. Woo-hoo-hoo! And I'm basically up to the chats there. Got to keep hitting a refresh. James Bond says, yeah, that's definitely true. Now, Tindot says people haven't figured out that yet that you're buying a 5555. It doesn't matter the price of Hex today. Maxi is only relative to Hex in 15.2 years. That's true. I agree with that. All right, so looking good there, folks. And don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the like button. In fact, let me pull up the studio. Let's see how things are going. We only got 61 likes. My goodness, we had way more people watching. So definitely smash the like button. Just go beep, 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 beep. As I always say, when you actually push the like button, make the sound effect so people think you're going crazy. And of course, then you can say, hey, I'm watching Hex Token. What do you expect? You lose your marbles a little bit there. So cool VIP, as we say. Cool VIP. All right, so we're up to 4,564 subscribers, heading on the way up to 4,600. So definitely smash the subscribe button there. And go for gold, as we say, gold for gold. Woo-hoo-hoo! All right, nice. Did I smash the like button? I did. Good. All right, so here we are at the price here. I was going to go into the next coins since we're up to date with the screens there. We're going to pull that up. We're going to have a look at the BNB memes. These are ones that are going to get not copied but airdropped. We've got the Pulsechain, the original meme coin, down at 0.8 of a penny. So that's dropped down a bit from yesterday. It was at 8.5. I don't know how do you say that? 8 hundredths of a. Was it 85 hundredths of a thing? I have to think about that when we get off. All right, so PulseX, we got Pulse 33 there, down also at 36. But remember, BNB's up slightly, up 4%. So this is not great when the price is going down. BNB is up slightly. We got 36 there on P33. That's up slightly, and of course we got Internet Money. That has slowly got an uptrend. Let's have a look at zoom in on that. It's slowly got an uptrend there, just slowly creeping back up at 153 on Internet Money. After they had their big burn, they had a big 90%, I think it's 90% burn there. So cool. I always say I think when I'm just a little bit, so a little doubt creeps into my mind, even though I'm pretty sure it is at 9% burn. In fact, we do have the update there. Remember, we read out their update. I've probably got it down here. I just should double read this so that I don't start doubting myself on there. But I'm pretty sure that's what they had on the update. Let me have a look here. Just going to make sure. Where is it up here? Trying to find it. It's when it happens when you try to find stuff that you haven't got on your list. It was on. I know it was on Reddit. It was on Reddit. I can't even see it. It was there. I can't see it though. It's definitely here. I just can't see the thing. I'm blind. Oh, here it is. Recent recap. Woohoo! I found it just in time. Ching. That's just the way it happens there. So yeah, the majority of IM supply has been burned. 393 trillion. Can you believe those numbers? 393 trillion. How much is actually in the liquidity pool? I'm not even sure. But it's a lot, leaving only 17.9 trillion between the Vault wallet and those in circulation. So wow, that's pretty massive. So they burnt a huge amount. This was done to accommodate the new tokenomics of using a portion of IMD supply. That's the new token that's going to come out to accumulate PLS to purchase IM off the open market. So bit of circular stuff going there. Then that the IM being subject to the vote to burn an incredible pumpamental and keeping IM ever deflationary. I think that's probably a better way of doing it, is buying IM and burning that. But of course, they're using some IMD to do that. Because of this, the big burn is no longer in effect and will be removed from the site. The remaining 8.8 trillion in the vault, there's such big numbers, being used to supply liquidity on Pulsechain, used to airdrop IM for new wallet apps download. So that's a good use for it. And we are working towards, so that airdrop is something you guys are going to be wanting after, right? If you want to get Internet Money wallet, you can get some IM and PLS as well in the airdrop for the use uptaking the Internet wallet. So that's cool. Disclosure, of course, I sacrificed the Internet Money wallet. That's the way we go. We are working towards possibly being the first project to airdrop tokens to the Pulsechain Sacrifice set, bring adoption to the set, and yet again making our mark. So that was pretty cool on the IM. They have two tokens, remember, IM on BNB chain, and of course IMD is going to come up with the Internet Money wallet, which is going to be interesting. Will it? I think it will probably beat Richard Hart's wallet to market, but it's hard to know, right? We just don't know how fast that's going to happen, what features it will happen. Obviously, Richard Hart does a sacrifice wallet. You know it's going to be a ginormous, right? It's going to be cool. The other thing, of course, is you got to trade that off. Of course, if the sacrifice is so big with a wallet, it may be uneconomic if you think about it. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. It's always going to be depending on design. People tend to over FOMO, particularly into a wallet. Now, you can understand it for a chain. You can understand it for a DEX. That could be a super DEX. But for a super wallet, super hard wallet, I don't know. That's going to be interesting. That's got to have to look at that a lot closer because we know people will FOMO into that wallet. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. So cool. Now, obviously, the big revenue that MetaMask wakes in their wallet is with the fees, swap fees, right? So we'll see how what the swap fees are in the wallet there. Obviously, you've got the PulseX as well, so it's, the integration there can be pretty interesting. Let me know what you think about that in the chat there, because that's a pretty cool topic. Because I know that everyone will want to sacrifice for it, right? So it's a no-brainer. So the time frame for this, of course, is 6 to 8 months. Remember. So if we go back up to here, I think it was 6 to 8 months for the Internet Money wallet. Our dev team has quoted us a version 1 of the wallet, and IMD will be alive within 8 months. So that's the full thing. There will be a beta version sooner than that, though, which is really good. And that was 17 days ago. So if we adjust that, that's 7.5 months for full wallet, but they could get it out earlier. It really just depends on the versions, and of course they have iterations of that, versions after versions. See that, but this update, like I say, KG. Now I understand KG's a bit of a philosopher, so I guess he's got some academic training back in philosophy, and of course, so that's pretty cool. He definitely gives fantastic updates. I love his updates; they're the best. I find they're so easy to follow. You don't get you're not trying to work out what they're trying to say. It's pretty easy as well. Now, the other thing, of course, they're going to have in the intermediary, they're going to have CIMD token. That's going to be intermediary token. So if you did IMD, you're going to have that to be launched within the first 48 hours of Pulsechain mainnet. And of course, that means if you want to get some action on the Internet Money, maybe miss out the sacrifice and you maybe think, actually, this is pretty good. And maybe it could be first to market because it's already, they're already working on it. They already got their full team up and running 2 weeks ago. We got an update about that. So they're obviously moving forward as fast as they can. KG was pretty excited about the team. They've got a professional CFO as well as developer team and the rest of it. So pretty exciting. IM will launch once price discovery occurs on Pulsechain, which is going to be cool. You still have time to load up in your BSC IM to get your one-to-one copy on Pulsechain. And that's where you get your airdrop rather than copied through the ETH fork there. So CIMD will be tradable. Be interesting what the price goes for. Because technically, it's as far as I know, it's the only wallet at the moment that's going to be Pulsechain specific, and of course, it's going to have airdrops of IMD and PLS to people that adopt it. So it's got an adoption encouragement there, and of course, if you've got the IMD token when it launches, you get a share of the fees on there. Obviously, that's pretty lucrative on MetaMask, but that's centralized, right? So this could be really cool. Man, I'm excited about talking about it. But once again, delivery is the only thing. Obviously, we've got a nice timeline about getting to first to market. So if you sacrifice for Internet Money, of course, you want it to be out before the Richard Hart wallet comes out because you want to get that first mover advantage because you know how big Richard Hart's wallet will be. It will be massive, right? So that's just the way it's going to be. The other thing, of course, is we're going to see what else happens with next level stuff added onto this. Just like liquid loans, is doing a lot of extra stuff in the ecosystem, which is going to add value to Pulsechain, and we're going to, Internet Money Wallet also has a chance to do that too. So it's going to be pretty powerful. Adoption is the key, right? Getting adoption, getting users to do swaps, to use the wallet, good design, those sort of things is most important there. Let's go to the chat there and see how we're getting on. Way is 25 at the moment. The markets are looking not too bad. And I'd like them to get back over 30 at 2,000. You know how I roll. Just makes me feel a little more confident. And Hex at the moment, we're going to jump out of the BNB chains there, jump back to the Hex Ethereum chains, and we see that we've got Hex is slowly creeping up there on the alley. Actually, we might get out of this one. We might just use the our big chart here. We're going to go to the daily on Hex because I actually haven't talked about the Hex daily. So we're going to go back and zoom back here in our descending triangle here. So our all-time high here back on the 19th based on this chart, which is Dex Tools, US dollar version 3 pool. And of course, we have a new supporting line here for us, descending triangle. And of course, this is our resistance line. And of course, this is around about the 7th, 8th of May. And currently we are down here. So was it 15 days we have been down in the 10 to 11 cent range. So 15 days out of 78 days. I think that's about right. We're with our numbers. And so we've managed to keep defending this line. But we haven't had a lot of big money. We've had a couple of big trades, $1 million trade 2-3 days ago. But we're still waiting for some big money to come on here. Like I say, I really felt like retail had pushed us up. Quite a few of these push-ups have been quite retail driven. And so where is the big whales, the big money at the moment? We know that some OGs have been selling down too. And of course, we've seen those in play as well. So it gives us our downtrend. Now, we did have to, remember when we got to 20 cents here, we couldn't break it. We had a few little attempts over the hourly periods, like a couple, 3 or 4 hours trying to break that. But we did also have the big, massive crypto correction and Hex, and Bitcoin from 40K, what was it, down to 26.5K, somewhere in that ballpark. And of course, we had to absorb that back here in May here. So that is obviously a pretty big event as well. So no one was expecting quite that degree of pullback. We're still in bearish conditions, but that was pretty super correction, as we'd call it, down from 40 to 26.5 there. So yeah, we had to absorb that. We're still holding up pretty well in considering that. And of course, we have not breached this in 78 days. We've been down there, like I say, maybe 15 days out of the 77, which is about 1 in 20 or so. So pretty cool. This stage, of course, the end of May. I've got this. I just realized I've got the comment in the way. I hate doing that when I put the comment there. Sorry about that. So the end of May here. So let me just refresh some of that there. So this is the period here, 4th of March all the way through. So it's about 78 days. And of course, we've hit that about 15 times. And that's what I was talking about there. So yeah, we haven't fallen through it. But of course, every time we're down here, that makes people get nervous. But also the ultimate buying opportunity if you're bouncing off something that's hit support all the time and seems to be holding it as well. And we are getting closer and closer to Pulsechain. And of course, we've got the end of 31st of May there for the launch. Let's go to our spreadsheet. Woo! Our sweepstake. Let's pull up some of this. Bam. And let's have a look here on... Yeah. You might have seen this one here, Pulsechain price prediction. I haven't showed that one yet, but anyway. Anyway, let's get up to a Pulse launch sweepstake. Let's hit that one. And boom, let's jump over here and see how we're doing. So we're up to what, the 22nd. So everyone out of here is I think out because we haven't launched at that date. So I have to hit that one. So bam, and we had J-Man in there. Chance nicely as well. Adam and Chris. Ninja Chip Stocks, Chopsix, Russell James, Ashua, and Hexomnium and AK in the house. So still going forward as we head up there. So let's see how we get on and see when we actually launch Pulsechain. Sandy Beach is honorary. It's got an honorary position there. Red means that they don't qualify because they weren't there on the day we did the sweepstake, but they're still in there. In any case, they get a bit honorary. If they get it right, they get a bit honorary stuff there. Other than that, we've got all the way up to the 17th of July there. So we'll see who wins out in that one. It's going to be fun. What else we got going? Let me just jump through some of this. We're going to jump back into... Just go through this up. Boop, boop, boop. Says it now. Smash the ducks button, Superman. Yeah, we're at 68 likes. See if we can get 100 likes. Smash out the likes. Baby Turtle loves Jesus in house. Hello. Good to see you. Let's FORQ this ETH chain already, says Strella. I like that. I'm not sure what FORQ means because I never know what those mean. But people use little acronyms a lot. Brilliant Brand's in house. Hey, woo! Brilliant Brand. Woo! We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We got royalty in the chat there, folks. Brilliant Brand. Keep up the great work. Thanks to you and all the legendary people in the chat. Yeah, absolutely, Brilliant Brand. We've got a great community here too. Big shout out to BB. Big bow down to Brilliant Brand. Yeah, I did that, Brendan. I already did that. That's funny. You front run me on that. You front run me. Katie says, "Hey, Superman, I sacked for Internet Money Wallet as well. Good, all good. You got this. Yeah, me too, Katie. That's we're looking good there." Tingle Wolf says, "What's up?" Wee! Yeah. Brownie says, "What could RH new massive flex going to be?" Well, who knows? Let us know in the chat what you think that might be, because I know he mentioned that the other day. Definitely check that. Now, he did obviously do the race car stuff. Actually, let's go and have a check out good old Richard Hart. He's been busy racing fast cars, big supercars. So I read that one yesterday. I love this outfit he's wearing here. Look at this with the bling bling on it. Look how it's like glistening. That's pretty cool. I'll probably have gold. I don't know what I guess gray. Now gray's better for the shimmering. Probably better for that. Shine like a diamond. I have the biggest diamond. Hashtag Bentley. So that's pretty cool on that. And what else he's got here? This Ford truck here. Now I'd love a truck like this, but without no roof on it. That'd be pretty cool. Obviously, you need a roof when it rains, but other than that, I would love to have like one of those without the roof on it. But that's a beautiful looking thing there. He was racing like 3 or 4 cars, wasn't he? So Ferraris and Lamborghinis and stuff like that, and the Bentley and this big truck there. I'm not even sure what the make is. I think he told us what the make was. What was the make here? Mercedes. I love this. This is our airdrop, folks. This is our airdrop. This is our airdrop coming. This is the biggest airdrop in crypto coming right here with the airdrop. That's pretty funny, man. Anyway, so some nice stuff coming out from Richard with the highest of stakes videos. So pretty cool. I'm going to jump out of that and go back to the Hex price. We're going to go back to the hourly and bam, there we are. So cool. That's the hourly there. 11.116 cents. Not doing a lot lately. Just the way it is. And BB says, nice, sweet to see you and friends. No need to bow to anyone. I bow to the community because we all make the space greatness. It is. Yeah, it says BB. Nice one. What else we got going? We're going to jump through some of these comments. Hexalin here. Hexalin. Man, I'm getting tongue-tied here. Hexillionaire, I should say. Now I've just calmed down and it's coming out right nice. Maxi has such a low liquidity that if Hex pops, Maxi should really spike. Time will tell. I agree with you, Hexillionaire. Based on the chart, that looks like what would happen. And I think I've said that a couple of times, so I agree with you 100% in there. Hex is the GOAT, says DB Cooper. Loving it. And GetX says Superman has the best daily updates. Like and subscribe. You got this. Absolutely, GetX. Appreciate that. Big shout out. Woohoo. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We're doing 2 live streams a day. Pulsechain, ping, PulseX, ping. And where is that dude, man? I'm just waiting for him to come back. So and of course Hex, we cover that every day. So get in there, folks. And Brennan says, damn, in the red. Lol, says Brennan. We're in the green now. We're back in the green. Ben's in the house. Woohoo! Go Hex. Absolutely, man. And a G-Wagon is beast car, says Brennan. Yeah. I definitely would like to get some sort of convertible truck. I think that would be pretty nice to have for sure. What else there? So it's cool. Let's jump over to the markets there. I think that's pretty similar. Nothing's really changed. That Maxi's looking good already, 19 cents. I have a feeling about that. That's going to do pretty well. Let's actually pull up Maxi on the totals here. Maxi. We'll pull that up. We've got the supply. There's 1.4 million Maxi in there. We've been under 850,000. I remember seeing Maxi. Definitely, that's what's going there at the moment. We're not going to bother hitting the website, but we will definitely check out Pulse Dodge coin. Hopefully the site's working now. Pulse Dodge. Yeah, it's working finally. I don't know what happened there, but we're going to scroll down. Remember, the max supply of Pulse Dodge is going to be 12 million. Oh, it's got a little asterisk there. Where'd the asterisk come from? If all available coins are claimed and minted within the claim phase, 100 days, there will be a total of 12 million PLSD. 100% claim rate is very unlikely. So there'll probably be way less coins than 12 million. Could be somewhere between 1.5 million. So 5 million looks like definitely in play. Scarce, I know. So that scarcity play is the big play here, I think. And yeah, and also obviously it got given to Hex stakers, which are typically are long-term holders. Delayed gratification, all that good stuff. Claim phase is only 100 days long. What else we got going here? 68 days to go. I said 66 earlier, so 68. I was better off with my first guess at 69. So 68 days to go on the claim phase. You do have to have stakes by the 20th of April. If you had them after that, you won't qualify. There is a snapshot for this, by the way, on the contract. You can find that by just going claim and then going up to the claim tab there, clicking the GitHub, and you'll find the contract here on the Pulse on Pulse Dodge contract. Also the airdrop balances here. So this is the snapshot. You just click on that. You click on the JSON file here and click View Raw, and that will show you the snapshot for Pulse Dodge. And of course, you can just do a Control F or whatever, Command F if you're on a Mac, and find your wallet on there. But you can see all the snapshots there with their addresses there. Pretty cool. They also have 2 audits now, which is cool. You can go through that as well. All right, so we're going to come out there. That's not what I was actually looking for, though. What we're looking for is what we were looking for earlier. I can't remember now, actually. Here, this is what we want. This is a new chart. I don't think this was on there only last couple of days, something. Maximum submitted minted at 100% eligible. So this is everybody got that 12 million. And of course, you can see it's kind of like a bell curve. Obviously, there's got this stuff here at the end. So this is what I was telling you at the end, that if it was fully minted, that the Hex.com OA and the Pulse Dodge will get this minted at the end 100-day launch phase. So in another 68 days, they could get this if it was maximum claim. But of course, it hasn't been maximum claim on that. Let me just pull that up on Pulse Dodge coin. Pulse Dodge, and we're going to go look at the contract there. Bam, let's see how many people, how much is there. 4,183,000. Remember, 12 million is the max. They're currently 12,400 holders. That's gone up, so that's cool. If we go to the contract and then we slide down to function number 9, number of claims, we're at 17,705 claims at the moment. Now, I'm not sure what was in the snapshot. I probably need to export that file and or import that file down and then work out how many in the snapshot. But I always use 91,000 just as a round number. And of course, 0.07 divided by 91,000 stakers, that would be about 9.5%. So maybe I'll do that later on. 9.5%. So that's pretty good. 1 and 5, sorry, have claimed. Now, obviously, that 12,400 is less. So a lot of people have sold their Pulse Dodge. A lot of people into probably Hedge On or Hex or in particular. So lots of stuff or into something else. So yeah, it's holding up pretty well. But the scarcity play is really strong. And of course, the Hex stakers is really strong. Those are people who got most of it. There'll be a lot of speculators in here now too. But if you look at the holders, you can see the top holders here. 294,000 in here, 170, 135, 50, 50, etc. So, it's a null address, sorry. 50 here. So it's a dead address there. You've got a couple of the Uniswap in there as well. But if we go to the top 50, how many wallets we got in here that we have to exclude? 1, 2, 3. We'll exclude 3 wallets. We go to the top 50. Then to get in the top 47, you'd have to be 265. So we go to the next page and go to the top 3. So to get in the top 50 wallets, you need 5,101 Pulse Dodge to be in the top 50. That's pretty much it. And you would have 0.012% approximately of the supply. So pretty interesting stuff there. Do we have the token holder chart? We've got the top 1,000 holders. So there we are. We've got distribution there. All the rest of the wallets in here. So pretty cool. That was even more detailed than normal for Pulse Dodge. But like I say, there's 49,000 Pulse Dodge in the pool there at the moment. Only $160,000 liquidity. And it's just chasing along nicely. Man, if this can get a little uptrend here, imagine this thing really exploding. Plus, of course, on Pulsechain as well. So far out. Could do some amazing things. And does look on target to be the leading meme coin. And there are a lot of competitors out there and some good ones too. For the number one spot, if you want a number one spot. This is how we roll. All right. Am I just making this stuff up or is this real? I think it's real, man. It's real. It's pretty cool. All right. So we'll find out in due course, but it's definitely looking that way. All right. So cool. We got GT there. Love the PP plate says to get Hex. It's talking about Richard Hart's car, I guess. Brennan says, I mean, my launch prediction is in the red, says Brennan. Yes, that is the case. We'll bring that up again. The old launch prediction. Launch sweepstakes. Bam. Yeah, so that is in there. So I think it was Brennan. Brennan, you were out 3 days ago on the 19th there. Definitely. We've got the people coming up here, though. Lots of well-known people in there that we're familiar with that are regulars. So we'll see how we get on there. The 31st of May is the last day. So we've got Blobfish King in the house. I know he's in the chat. Scott Miller, Botfather, Shen K, EZ, Lord X, Hex on air in the tune there. Now, I know it's now has been adamant about the 3rd of June. And, of course, with the good company there with Summer and Rev Groove, it's now is on the 3rd of June. Man, if you get that, it's now, that's insane in the membrane. That is so cool because it's now has been adamant about the 3rd of June. So we'll see how we get on with that. Woo! Nice there, 11.16 cents on Hex. Mosaic says, what direction do you think T-shares will go? How many Hex for one T-share? Well, we have good estimations from, if you know the Crypto Spy book guys, they've done every so often, I think they've done 2 now, modeling updates at least on T-share prediction. And further out in the future, and I have done videos on this ages ago. Maybe I need to revisit it. But in fact, it's probably a good idea. And that is they have, a T-share payout, 6 per T-share, could get up to 50, 60 Hex per T-share in the future within the 15-year time frame. So it's going to be pretty powerful. And you can imagine if you, between the year 10 and year 15, for those people that are long stakers, mathematically the bigger rewards are during that phase too. And I suspect it's going to be even way bigger than the Crypto Spy book projections. And why is that? Because of the US dollar influence on early end stakes. And I think that's going to increase a lot. We're also going to have a natural increase in as well in late penalties as well, in my view. So cool. How many Hex for one T-share? So where do we go and exchange Hex fit T-share? Where to go exchange Hex fit T-share? I'm not sure what you mean by that last part, but certainly answer the first bit there. Killer Craig's in house. Luna. Killer, what's with the Luna, Killer Craig? Luna's trading. You're a hardcore trader. Hey, good luck with that, Killer Craig. We were mucking around with like 50 to 100 bucks, some of us, and a few people with a bit more. We made about 9 to 10x on that. We bought at the very bottom, well, almost the very bottom. The very bottom's always very tenuous because things can go down, a lot at those low ranges. But of course, we put that into Hex, most of us, I think. I tried to claim a PLSD, but my treasurer wouldn't let me, says Get Hex. That's interesting. But did you go through? That's interesting. I'm not sure. Maybe someone's done a video on that. I don't know. Maybe Dave Feder, he normally does videos like that. Maybe see if he's done anything to Get Hex. Brennan's in the house there, crying up there because you missed out 3 days behind, says Brennan. Hey, look, we'll see. I didn't actually put myself on this list, remember, just because I was running the competition. Now, remember, it's now knows, also knows, not only got the 3rd of June, but it's now also knows what the rewards are going to be because I had to have someone that could testify to what the rewards there. So cool. Woohoo! All right. So that's cool. We'll see how we go on there. Nice. We got that sound now says everyone hit the up on Discord here. Woohoo! Yeah, definitely do that. So Discord, folks, if you haven't joined, we've got obviously we got Brownie in the house here. That was so funny. I forgot that was up, and then we got Brownie in there. That's so funny. Anyway, so we're heading up towards 450 people. We've got 422 now members. So big shout out to everybody that's joined. Now the 2 main focuses of the channel are community and information. So you'll find it a pretty good place to be. And of course everything Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex, and of course all the projects as well. So I'm just going to go a quick overview of this, just in case you haven't seen it. We've got obviously 3 YouTube channels on here at the moment. We want to get more, obviously like-minded YouTubers. In other words, ones that aren't really into too much drama and things like that. We want to just get the brand across pretty nicely and help onboard people. So that's kind of where we're at. We've got Gen Hex, of course, Craig. We've got Heinz Crypto, and of course Hex Token Channel, your host Superman, of course. And of course we have it's now there who is just the glue that can glues everything together. So it's great to have us now around. And of course you get all the notifications on YouTube shows. You get all the notifications on Twitter as well from all the channels. And of course, there's also useful links. If you want to know all the popular links on Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex and stuff, all the Hex links there. Layman guides for Hex. If you want to learn Hex upside down, get into those layman guides in the Wikipedia. We've got the main contract addresses there for the Hex contract. We've got the Hex staking UIs, the Hex audits, of course, Pulsechain testnet sites, the PulseX sites as well. We've got the PulseX Sacrifice app checkers there, General Tron Theta. We've got the Richard Hart channels as well. And of course, we've got the trading details there for Hex and limit orders as well. So things like that. So it's the use term of the words aggregators. We've got aggregators there. Typically, aggregators are more useful term in compound and yield farming, but we've got the aggregators there. In other words, spreading across pools. And we've got Rinkeby Ethereum Test Network if you want to play with the Pulse Ramp bridge for Pulsechain to Ethereum. We've got the Hex derivative products there, Hedron, and of course Hedron staking, Maximus coming up there, onboarding tools, stake Hex, etc. Cool stuff like that. There's also further stuff up for UIs as well up here on the Hex channels there. You can see different UI fronts there, user interface fronts. We've also got, what else we got there? We've got the Ethereum blockchain data if you want to find out more about Ethereum. Now, I'll paste some of the other stuff that I've posted today on there. If you want to know how much volume and stuff's going through Uniswap and all that sort of stuff, how many wallets there are, you can check that out. So obviously Pulsechain is forking Ethereum, so it gives some cool details there. We've got Pulsechain Hex YouTube streamers, obviously all the great streamers like Belliot Brand, who's just in the chat there. You can find all those on those sites. We've also got the Sacrifice projects. If you want to participate in some of the higher risk Sacrifice projects on Pulsechain, you can hit that. And of course, crypto hardware wallets. If you want some security there, we've got Ledger and Treasure there. And of course, I did a video on that today with Ledger. You can check that out. I'm going to be doing other videos on wallet security. So look forward to that. Also, video tutorials if you want to learn how to use Pulsechain Bridge or PulseX. There's 2 to 5 minute videos there. You can use those too. These are the 2 things that Richard Hart always talks about, making sure that you know how to use is the Pulsechain Bridge and the PulseX exchange, of course. Get ready for that. We've got general chat there for Richard Hart tokens, so you can get in the general chat. And of course, we've got price chats if you want to do trading, trade your heart out there and talk about prices and stuff like that. We've got a lot of people in there, as you can see. We've got non-crypto if you want to talk about other stuff there. And, buying cars or whatever else like that, or number plates with PP written on them. You can talk about it on there. We've got Pulsechain projects, of course. These are different, so different from Richard Hart chats there. They're a bit riskier, so we've got the riskier there just so people know, particularly new people to crypto. We've got new tokens chat there, people can chat away. Plus, of course, new token links there as well. We've got also airdrops there. I see Pulsechain's got an airdrop there, snapshots. Got a snapshot there if you want to check that out. In fact, we haven't checked that today, so let's go check that. But that's the Pulsechain one there. And they've got an airdrop here. We talked about that. So you can actually set your address there to see whether you qualify. I'm not sure what makes you qualify for that. So there's 2,000 addresses that apparently qualify. So maybe it's, I don't know how you do that. I'm a bit out of the loop on that one. Maybe somebody knows what you qualify, but definitely that's an house there. Also, if you're a Hex Token channel member, we've got the private channel there for Hex Token channel members. Plus, if you're a Hex Token channel member, you get a purple name as well. So standard members are in blue. So if you want to become a member of the channel, hit the join button. We've got Pulseskins, Hexskins, and the Richard Hart Club. Those are the 3 supporting memberships there. So go for gold on that. All right, Hex at 11.14 cents. We're up to an hour and a half on the live stream. Doing pretty good today, I must say. Brennan says some of my ERC20 tokens aren't accepting in my Treasure either, says Brennan. Yeah, well, if you go to Treasure site, they have a link. They have a list of over 5,000 tokens that are accepted. Maybe just double check on them. Now, if you want to link your Treasure, Ledger Treasure, you can do that through the your MetaMask as a gateway. And of course, you can just connect your hardware wallet there, and you can click Ledger and Treasure and just follow the instructions. You'll be able to pull those addresses in there. And of course, your Treasure has they have their private keys on them, and the crypto has that on the blockchain. So I put out some nice little teasers there, some fun polls on the community tab here on Hex Token. Hope you guys have enjoyed those. Those are 3 from the Ledger video, which I posted also. So they're pretty standard. I just wanted to see what people thought before I posted the video. It was some interesting stuff there. So we actually might go and check out that. I think we can do that. Let me go back here. We're going to check out what the results of those polls were on Hex Token channel. Let's see if this posts up here. Hex Token channel, bam. And we've got the community tab here. So if you check this, you'll be able to see the polls. We had 3 polls, pretty interesting results here. This is all based on Ledger's onboarding video. So I posted that. Fun poll as a Ledger user. Your crypto, let me just zoom on this. Bam, bam. As a Ledger user, we had 425 votes so far, which is pretty good. As a Ledger unit, your crypto is stored on what? Your Ledger Nano device, 16%. Your blockchain, 84%. Now, the correct answer is on the blockchain. So on your ledger vote, there 16%. So 16% is quite a lot. So 16% times 425. That was 68 people that thought that your crypto was on the Ledger Nano device and not on the blockchain. So we had a lot of questions. That's the reason why I first posted it, because I had a couple of people in the chats, asking about this. So there we are. Your crypto is on the blockchain. Your private keys are on the Ledger Nano there. Just remember that. So we had quite a few comments in here as well on this one. So private keys are on the Ledger, crypto is on the blockchain, says David Gomez. That is correct. We've got quite a few other comments there too. You can check those out as well. We also had a second poll, fun poll number 2, which was all part of the same series. What happens if your Ledger Nano recovery phrase is no longer secure or private? And of course, let me just scroll it. Private, no problem. Ledger can send me a copy, 7%. We had 247 votes so far. That was only 19 hours ago, though. My crypto is not safe. I need to transfer them to a secure place, 93%. That is the correct answer. So we did have 7% of people that thought they could get Ledger to send them a copy of their recovery phases. So the 24 words there, but no, that's not the case. Do we have any comments on that? We had one comment. What's the comment on that one? This is why I like Hedron for staking. That says cookies and crypto. Nice one. I like that. I don't know where that's cookies and crypto's name, but always puts a smile on my face when I see the name. That's funny. We had the third poll. Of course, this is from the Ledger Nano onboarding video for Ledger Live, and of course I posted that video after these polls intentionally. So final fun poll: when I connect my Nano to the Ledger app, my private key is still offline or privately connected to the internet. So we're 24% there with that, and still offline 76%. So the correct answer is, with 140 votes, is still offline. That is the correct answer for that. So when I connect my Nano to the Ledger app, my private key is still offline. So very important that. So 140 votes, and of course we had times 0.24. That is 33.6 people got the wrong vote on that. So just something to remember. So hopefully that's kind of cool. I'll probably do every so often. I might do a little polls thing like that, little poll stuff around different topics. It doesn't have to be Ledger wallet security or hard wallet security, but that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to be doing a lot more around that sort of stuff coming up. So hopefully that's going to be valuable to people that are new to crypto. Obviously, if you're a pro in crypto, just leave comments, add value, all that good stuff. That's how we roll. Nice one. All right, we're going to jump out of there. Bam. And ETH at the moment, 21 Gwei. And Hex at the moment, 11.1 cents. Just chumming around there. Can't decide to pump itself. But we are off the bottom here. Look at this. This is on the hourly here. And we were down around 10.7. And we are moving up there slightly. We do have to get above this 11.4. And, of course, we really ultimately want to get to the top of the range, which is the next beginning of the resistance of the next range, which is 14 cents. Kind of where we want to get to at the moment. Let's zoom on that. GT, Hex Token channel member, we're in the house. Hello, Suit Man. Digging, hanging out here. I appreciate that, Hex GT. Always a pleasure, man. We have a great community here, and hopefully it's a very welcoming community. So very cool. Xana says, I can testify. And that's true. That's true. You can too. You talk about the competition, I think. Yeah. Or to the comment above from Hex GT. Tail7 says, really enjoy these streams, man. The Hex community is by far the best and most positive community in all of crypto. Yeah, it's true. And I think it's very important for us to keep that way, right? So, there's always part of the community that likes to do stuff that I don't like. I don't like some of the stuff they do, but I think the majority of the community is really, really good. And we want to keep growing that part of the community. So I think that's very important. Agreed, says SkidX. Absolutely. What's up, guys? George Tucko. Woohoo! Good to see you in the house. The Pulse player. Hey, guys. Woo! Matt and Barley. Hey, Matt and Barley. Woohoo! Good to see Matt in the house there. Hello, team. Good to see Matt. Bintang Beers. Bob Fish King is in the house. The daily payout Patricia has not been under 6 for a month. Stake it to make it. That's right. We haven't actually done the Hex stakes at the moment. Hey, let's do it. It looks like we're going for a 2-hour live stream. I was only going to look at an hour and a half, although I didn't do my first live stream today. So that's just maybe we need to rock it on up. So 2-hour live streams in the play. There's no need for a go gadget. We're just going to do it anyway. And this is how we roll on this channel. That's how we go. So we had day 901. Can you believe it? We're chilling it, man. Day 901, 21st of May. We had a slight increase in price for once. Thank goodness. Let me just make this bigger. And of course, we had 6.315 payout. Man, oh man, is Briz in the channel? Chat. Okay, I think Briz was there earlier. 6.315. That's beautiful. What a great result there. The T-share rate up pretty good too. 11.6, 21,847. That's just going to go up and to the right. Remember, up and to the right. It is part of the magic sauce. Probably not the only component to the magic sauce what makes Hex so special, but it is probably the backbone. We've got a few things on top of that, but it's definitely amazing. What else we got there? We got the average stake length there, 6.65 years. Just slightly under the record there, 6.66. And but APY 40.27%. So remember the difference between APY and APR is APR is kind of like a flat interest, and it's a little different from lending where they have fees and stuff like that. But APY is typically like a compounded, like interest on interest type of thing. Is typically how we get that. And I've completely ruined my the timeline there. So this is the big deal there. Now we got liquidity in the pool. We had 208 million yesterday. We had 7.5 million USDC, and we're now up to 203.4 million, or down to. So that was a good day in the office, and of course up to 18.1 million. Very good to see that. We also at the moment at 202 and 18. So pretty similar numbers. Slightly lower. So we're actually slightly better off now than we were at the close of the day. And the close of the day was 5 and almost 6 hours ago. So that's cool. What else we got going there? T-shares up 2,760. We're at 10.4 million. So if you've got a T-share, that's pretty special, right? Because they're only going to get harder to get. Because why is that, you ask? That's because of the T-share rates going up. Pretty cool. And sometimes the price may also impact that in terms of propensity. What we call propensity in economics. So what else? We got the average, the total stake percentage at 9.3%. Penalties 4 million. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, that's amazing, man. 4 million. So that's pretty cool. Look at that. 8 out of the last 10 days, over 1 million penalties. And this is only as a function of Hex price goes up. You can imagine in the future we're expecting Hex to keep going up over time. That these penalties will increase. And like I say, if you missed out on the big payday, maybe relatively new to Hex or so forth. Anything after say December 2020, you will get a share of big payday because people that have big paydays included in their interest or inflation, as you were, or the reward pool, better way of putting it, you'll get some of that. So that's nice. We've got total holders at 461,672, so that's up 350. We've got current stakers up 78 to 94,729. Now these are heading towards two milestones, 500,000 and 100,000. So we'll follow that journey. Total stakers up 109 to 119, and the current holders 205 up to 301. So that was our recent milestone that we hit. Was current holders hitting over 300,000. So pretty cool. And these are our current results at the moment. So we're already on 6.132. We've already got 382,000 penalties already today. Very cool. All right, so that's pretty nice. I was glad to read out that. I used to do that in the daily vids, but I stopped doing that because I don't know. I stopped doing it. Thought I'd change the format on the channel. Cool. Matt Barley says hello again. Nice. Brendan says thanks, man. I'll try that. And what else we got going on there? A couple of comments there. We've got a green candle. Hex Token channel pump. It now says keep the chat going on Discord long after the stream is ended. That's right. So the stream is pretty cool. Now it's now does a lot of onboarding. So if you need help with particular issues, including wallet security and stuff like that, it's now has helped a lot of people. So definitely if you want to get in there, it does audio calls as well on Discord. So it does that too. So cool. It's now says state doing great. Nice. GetHex says, have you done one on Treasure Shoot, man? No, that's coming up. GetHex. I've going to do a couple of different videos. So that's going to come up soon. GetHex. George Chaco says, not getting my notifications from YouTube on this channel. Some others, is there anything I can do? Well, just make sure you've hit the bell. Obviously, you probably have because you're not getting notifications. But I think it's possibly because of the live streams. I don't give a lot of time notice in the live streams. So maybe that's the issue that people are not getting the notifications. I'll work on that. What else we got going here? Katie's in the house there. Go. Yeah, we're already going, Katie. Katie front run me on that. That's hilarious. It's now up and to the right. Yeah, that's for the share rate there. What else there? Truth says it's now, and TYRH says DB. People use acronyms. I'm slow on the acronyms, so I'm gonna have to do a little course on acronyms so I can remember this. We've got 15 Gwei. That's super cheap. Woohoo! Get that Hex, man. The DCA that Hex, we're up to 11.17 cents. Can we get a little pump here to 11.5 cents? I don't know. Where did we get to recently on the hourly chart here? We got up to 12.3 cents. We got up to here. We got up to 11.4. We have got a higher low here on the hourly chart. We're obviously down here, way down at 10 cents. So we're way up on that. So on the hourly here, we're up 10.45%. So I know Tangent was trading some of these for, I think he had a 7% gain or something yesterday, 8% gain there. So good on you, Tangent. Cool. All right, so nice. I think we've got a lot of other action in the charts, have we? Any pumps? Yeah, I think Maxi's just kind of looking good. It's probably the only one that looks like it's going to try and make a move higher. A good old Maxi token. Otherwise, the crypto market's just sitting around these prices at the moment. Woohoo! So I probably should have done a poll, shouldn't I? We've got 15 minutes. We could still do a poll. We could still. Thank you, Richard Hart, says Snana. Yeah, I thought that's what it was, but yeah, hadn't thought about it much. PulseX says, I'm so excited for the launch and for one-side staking of PulseX. By the way, what do you think? How much will be APR be on the one-side staking? Well, that's a difficult question, right? Because APR starts off really high. And then, of course, as people flood into the staking, it goes down really quickly. So it's hard to know that PulseX. I could easily say be safe on the safe side and get down to, say, 20-30%. But if it's one-side staking pools with limits, it could get much lower than that, like under 10%. So that's on the volume. So, yeah. And now if it's a popular token, you might actually make on the price side, So, yeah. Tough one. Could start off with thousands of percent. I'm not sure what the allocation is going to be, so I'm not sure how they're going to work that out. But typically, yield farmings, they start pretty high and they come down pretty fast. It really does depend on the nature of the asset, but the assets probably be so popular that they'll come down real fast. Let me know what else, if anyone else has any opinion on that. I'd be pretty interested to hear. Cool. Let us jump around here. Jump around. Let's have a. I can't even remember what we had on PulseX. Let's actually pull up PulseX and see what we had on that. I mean, it is only pretend game fight. It's like playing Monopoly. But let's have a look at what we had on there, just a refresher. That is finished, but I don't know if it has. No, it's gone. I'd have to go and look at the old videos before it ended to see what the APR is on there. But yeah. I know that the calculator's pretty not the calculators for these, while they're interesting, are pretty redundant because they start off with one. There's more people go in, then the rates go down. So whatever you calculated is way off the money. And I've done that many times. So I've done a lot of yield farming on a lot of platforms with aggregators and compounders, and the rates go down pretty fast, especially popular ones. They just go. If they're less popular, the rates can stay up for quite a bit of time. But they do come down pretty fast. Typically, maybe 2 months if you ever get a 2 month run in a high yield APY on a good token, that's pretty good luck. 2-3 months is pretty lucky. Typically, that's when the platform's new too. The whole platform's new. So we can get that with PulseX. We can get some pretty nice, generous APYs and stuff. Got it says PulseX. Nice. And good to have you in the chat, by the way. And hey, maybe this live stream is dedicated to you since you got the PulseX name there. So cool. And Tail7 says, my estimate for PulseX starts at 150% APY in the first few hours, then drops to 40% over a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think that's kind of seems reasonable to me, the Tail7. There's a few unknowns, right? So what the limit is. We had 10 million for the other one, right? So we'll see. Also depends on the projects that are coming on third-party airdrops. And of course, if we see the incentive token too, is a certain amount of that allocated to incentive tokens. Like I said, I think the argument for incentives should be fully allocated to liquidity pool providers, farmers, in terms of incentives. But hey, if they put a little bit over into the one-side staking pools, I think that'd be pretty exciting. People would like that. That could be kind of cool. There's obviously a few things. So Richard Hart could have a few things up his sleeve. He could have some discussions and partnerships and things like that coming on that no one's even aware of. And so there could be a few surprises in the first launch phases of Pulse and PulseX in the first few weeks and months. He could have lots of things coming on that we're not aware of, if he's been wheeling and dealing. No expectations of the work of others, though, right? No expectation of the work of others. I could, we'll leave it at that. All right, so cool VIP, as we say. But I'm feeling pretty good about the X returns out of the gate. I think this is the biggest thing in crypto. Really struggling, looking around out there, really struggling to see what else. Like you look at all the markets here at the moment, really struggling to see what else is really going to give you the chance now. Especially in the bearish tone of the market, bearish phase of the market. Actually, let's bring up. Hopefully, I've got this here. Let's bring up the. Have I got this? I accidentally touched it. I actually clicked on it yesterday, so let me see if I can find it. I accidentally clicked it yesterday. Here it is, out season. Let's pull up the altcoin season index. Now, many of you, if you've been in crypto for a while, would have seen this chart around. But here we are on. It gives us altcoin season. Because also we can do monthly and yearly. So altcoin season is like every 3 months from memory. If the altcoin season, if 75% of the top, let me just scale this up there. That's still one too many. If 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last season, 90 days, it is altcoin season. All right, so that's the logic there. We've got Bitcoin season 20 here. We've got altcoin season over here. So definitely Bitcoin season. We look at Bitcoin. I definitely think it's more Bitcoin season. So I think that's kind of true. We'll pull that up over here. So Bitcoin season. We can see. Where do we go there? Going too fast there. We can see that at the moment it's running at 20. So we're in Bitcoin season. If it crosses over this 25, we kind of get into no man's land, as it were. And of course, if it crosses over this 75, we're in altcoin season. So we can see that we are in a Bitcoin season here on the index. That's pretty cool. It's a top 50 performance over the last season here. So we can see this. This is the list of, this is the basket of indexed tokens, as it were, comparing Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin in black, all the others in red there. So Bitcoin's definitely stronger. And we've had a couple of these ones that are selected there. We've got TRX in there at the top there, XMR. We've got Frax as well, USDP. And was that Zcash? Good old Zcash. I haven't even talked about Zcash in a long time. We've got those on here. Bitcoin's definitely in play there. So if 75% of top coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last season, that's altcoin season, but that's not the case. We can see that they perform worse than Bitcoin there. We've got ETH next to Bitcoin, actually. So interesting there. What else have we got on that list? We've got SLM, we've got Aave, we've got VET in there, VeChain, Cake, BCH, Litecoin, Dogecoin, EOS, ADA, Solana, Uni, BTT, XRP. We've got all those along here. SHIB and Crow. Reminds me of that thing, Crow, you know the one. Where's the guy go? Crow. Matthew, is it Matthew, the actor? Crow. We've got all that stuff there. FTM. So yeah, definitely down there. And that's where we are at this stage. So that's on the season, but on a monthly basis, we're still Bitcoin season on monthly. Keep zooming the card there, accidentally. We've got monthly Bitcoin monthly and a yearly. It's not altcoin season here. That's what it says. It's not altcoin season. We're at 35. We're in no man's land, but towards the Bitcoin. So we're more towards the Bitcoin season, and then we are towards the altcoin season. Now it's cool. This is a cool site. I don't know if you want to save it to your favorite. It's always fun to see. But definitely check that out. Bam. Tortoise Johnny's in house there with the Ducks. We're coming up on an hour 53 minutes. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button, folks. We only got 77 likes there. And definitely get into that. It's now just nodding out here. Superman, sorry, man. Rich Chief 6 got my back. Tomorrow is another day. Absolutely good night, fam. Bam. I appreciate it. It's now. Rest up. Eat nice and easy. You've had a big day, so we'll catch you on the other side. And George Tucker says, ever since I bought Hex last year in March, Hex holders and stakers have grown every day. We keep winning. What a crypto. Beat crypto hands down. And came in at 26,000 stakers, 220,000 holders. Nice. And of course, there's their link there. George Harris says, this is what I look at, not the price, at least for the next 2 years, says George. Yeah, the growth is always important. And Hex is getting more distributed too. Obviously, more people coming on. Now, actually, what's probably I'm going to do, I'll look at the Hex payout. There's 2 good questions that we've had today. I'll try and look at those because I've got the data for them. So I'm going to do that. Hex T-share projections, because we've got that from the Crypto Sparbook guys, and also the spreadsheet that I always do updates regarding stakers that I do update. I'm not sure if I'm due for an update yet, but if I am, I'll do an update on that. So cool. So yeah, we're in Bitcoin season. We can see that still Bitcoin, but we're in a bearish downtrend. We're still in the bearish cherry with lots of volatility. So we can also see that playing out partly in the chart of Hex on the daily. Good morning, says ProHexer. Hey ProHexer, good to see you. Woohoo! Actually, ProHexer, you in our time frame here for the sweepstake launch. I thought you might be ProHexer. Pretty sure ProHexer is. I'm not sure of the ProHexer. So XOR. No, ProHexer, you're not in there. I thought I just had a feeling. Did I spell that right? ProHexer. XOR. Yeah, I did, but I thought you were in here, but you're not. So cool. Coming up there, we'll see how we go. Woohoo! All right. Anyway, so my point here about, I forgot to finish this off, but we got this nice little bell curve here. I think that's definitely one of the is a strength of this airdrop. So scarcity, the bell curve distribution to squids and turtles and dolphins and crabs, and also the hodl culture, the fact that people, that's going to a Hex stakers, so they're pretty good at hodling. I say that, but then a lot of people sold their PLSD down into Hex. So I think they're all out, right? They're all out. They're pretty much that. They're probably all out. Maybe some of them are going to buy back in. Who knows? This is a funny thing. All right, cool Vip. All right, so cool. Yeah, like I say, if you want to use MetaMask as a gateway to the blockchain or whatever, you can connect your hardware wallet on just at the zero there, click the hardware wallet, and then you click Ledger or Treasure. A lot of people have been asking about that, so I just keep saying that a couple times the last couple of videos. Probably stop doing that now, but because I've done it a couple times. Nice. I've got a lot of people in the chat there. Don't forget to join Discord. Links in the video description. And of course, we're heading up towards 450 as our next target. So definitely get in there. Blair's in the house there. Afternoon all. Hey Blair, good to see you. Woohoo! Hey Proxy says, ooh, you made a spreadsheet. Says Proxy. Yeah. I thought we were going to put you on there, Proxy, but you're not. You went around on the day. PLSD looks so moonish, yes, James Bond. I think so. I think Maxium and PLSD look particularly good. Good night, says James Bond. Nice. Yeah, particularly if a whale buys it up. Comes in and tries to buy it up. That could definitely happen. Like I say, though, we were getting 17,000. What did we say? 18,000. Let's say 18,000 people have claimed. That's 180,000. That's 10 each to the Bernev address and the OA. That's 360,000, isn't it? Added on to supply at the end of the 100-day launch phase. So that's in about 68 days. All right, coming up to 2 hours, folks. We got the price. What happened to our? We're on a green candle, and now we're on a red candle. We're trying to get the Hex token channel pump, but it's not happening. I apologize for that on behalf of all Hexicans. But this is how we roll. Brandon's in with the emojis, looking good. Hey, we're going to wrap it up soon. We've got 2 minutes to go. Hey, what's happening with the sell-off? Someone's intentionally doing this during the live stream. Whoever it is out there, stop it, because we're on green candles, and now we're down here at 11 cents. This just happened. Come on. We were on green candle, I'm sure, on this one. Maybe we're on the wrong spreadsheet. Hey, this one's better. Why is this one showing 11.21? They're both the same trading pairs, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure why that's showing at a different price. There's some sort of delay here going on. It's still showing that price there. That's crazy. Someone's got to price this you feed, something in there. It's supposed to be the same. I'm sure these are the same trading pairs. USD3. Pretty sure of it. Might need to double check that now. Stana says, good night, get Hex. Iron Life, James Bond. That's true. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun. This is fun. We're still in the quiet period before Pulsechain, but it is coming. Just bide your time. Make sure your positions, your strategies are in place. So you got no regrets later on saying I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But you just say I did. Yes, we can. Can we do it? Yes, we can. We can. Pretty much it. This opportunity is a once in a lifetime in crypto. Pulsechain's coming. PulseX is coming. It's the biggest first system state fork of Ethereum. Biggest airdrop in crypto history. Biggest yield farming potentially. Fastest way to mass adoption. Fiat gateways. Cross-chain bridges. Multiple dApps innovations on Pulsechain. Super fast, super cheap. Leverage lending coming. Fiat fork of Aave. Liquid loans fork of Liquidity. Many other cool stuff coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big YouTubers that sacrifice that aren't talking about it, going to talk about it when they want to get their bags pumped. It's going to be absolutely fun times, man. So once again, enjoy yourself. Take care out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 2 more live streams, and I'll catch you then. And I'll also be in Discord, of course. Woohoo! Brownie says payday tomorrow. I want red candles. Says Brownie. Nice one. I've heard a few people say that, and I'm waiting too because I've got some funds coming. But there's still, I think my fund's coming in about 13 days away. So if you see a little green candle, that might be me. Who knows? DB, keep it in the house. Decimate the like button. Absolutely. Thanks for watching, everybody. 2 hours. We did it. Woohoo! Don't forget, if you're Hex Token channel members, smash out the emojis on the way out. And a big shout out to all the Hex Token channel members, subscribers. Appreciate your support. And everybody watching, welcome to the awesomeness that is the Richard Heart ecosystem being rolled out this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, take care. Bye for now. Woohoo!